It always messes me up. Welcome to the 4205 Cags. The Kings are coming at you live, but you'll hear some tape delay. Today I have with me
Joe.
Unmute yourself.
I knew it.
Somebody was going to do
Chris.
it. Somebody's going to do it sooner or later.
Well, it was
Right.
inevitable.
That's
Yep.
that's okay. This is the first episode of the 4205 Cax. It's all right. We're allowed a few errors in our first episode, right?
You know it.
So you got to fix it later in post. That's your job. You're the engineer.
I can't fix stupid in post. I'm sorry.
Of course you can. Don't be absurd.
That's-
Podcast it all the
that was-
time.
that was all my job.
We've established that's the one thing I couldn't. It was your job. Okay. Yeah. All right.
They would fix as much of the stupid in
That was
post.
my job. How you guys doing tonight?
Hanging in there.
Yes. Yeah. We're hanging in there.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the state of the world.
Just hanging in there, right? It's just that
hanging in
cat
there.
poster.
Yeah. We're just cruising on by. I mean, not like life is very hard right now.
No.
Yeah, correct.
Like stay home. Okay. Just twist my arm right now. Shit.
Yeah. Oh no, this is killing some people.
I shouldn't speak so callously about that. Yeah.
I have learned a lot about myself. One of those things where I realized I really need social interaction to be a human.
It's
Because
one-
I'm
it's
me.
one thing to be in your element. It's another thing to be trapped in your element.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly it.
Yeah, it's like I can survive being an indoor person.
Yeah.
You know, I can deal, but I also very much like people.
Yeah, I don't
More than I
want.
thought.
I don't want to deal. Yeah.
I don't want to.
I don't want to do it.
I get it.
At least I still have work to go to. I don't really like any of those people, but it's seeing different faces.
Blowing them up.
Hey, they don't listen to this. It's fine.
Except John.
Oh no! I'm not working with John from work anymore.
So he's just John now.
Yeah, it's just straight up just John.
John, formerly from work.
Well, so he's no longer from work. He's
What's
just
your
John now.
association with him now? Is he just John?
John from another terminal.
John from another terminal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there like a terminal rivalry thing?
Oh, there's not only is there a terminal rivalry, there is a shift rivalry. So like the AM versus PM,
okay.
just like because the AMs are usually the older crowd where like, oh, we're responsible, which I am on the AM, so that really isn't indicative of anything. But the PM crowd is like the party crowd. It's like, yeah,
Night
Animal House. Yeah, that's really what it is.
That's the move.
Beer me.
I was like that at the comic shop too.
If somebody gets sick in your workplace, is it a terminal illness?
Oh, there it is.
I mean, now especially it is.
Too
No,
soon?
now
Too
there's
soon?
complications.
Right.
Yeah.
Ugh.
My terminal was the first to be hit with that.
Fun.
Anyway, video games.
Video games.
We haven't been doing this for a
Here
while.
we are
so-
with video games.
Well,
Yeah.
school's over. We got our grades
Yes.
today.
Oh man, the first day that it was like just a regular day, I was like, man, I don't have anything to do. This is weird.
I'm
don't
running. I got a month left of work to do.
Uh-huh.
Like I feel like both myself, my coworkers, and especially my students are like cheated because this is the time when there's their fifth grade. This is the graduating class. This is the time where like everyone would be coming in, we'd be watching movies and shit. Most of the day would be spent doing graduation
practice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Playing games all day, and like here I am, like still grading math, and I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Like we should be watching movies and shit, man.
At least your summer vacation kind of started a little early.
I mean, it started in April. If you want me to March, actually.
Yeah,
March.
mid-March.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I still have to wake up for like meetings and shit,
Yeah.
but it's just how you doing? Let's
Every-
take a minute for mindfulness.
Everybody's travel to work is very interesting now because Kayla starts at 8:00, so she just wakes up at 7:58. It's like I'm at work now.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
this is what teleporting feels like, huh?
that's
My alarm goes off. I roll out of bed and I plop myself at my computer.
yep. That sounds familiar.
It's gonna be weird when we have to travel to work again.
Yeah, it is. Very strange.
I mean,
Like,
we've all
oh,
been
I gotta-
we've all been unemployed at one point or another. So
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. it'll feel like that again. It'll feel like getting a job, just without anything new happening.
Mhm.
And
Well, I theoretically should have some. I think I should have some work by the end of June again. So we'll see how that goes.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I could try using the power of video games to help enhance our final month together.
Indeed.
We'll see. I don't know. Maybe not. It's, school and everything. Nobody likes school. Who likes school? Ew, school. Gross. Books and
Get
shit.
away from me, cooties.
I like school.
I don't even get into that. So, video games.
Yeah.
Hope you guys got something for me this week.
What? You mean there's video games?
Oh no.
Yeah, we got.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of shit actually.
Oh, okay, cool.
Tell us about it. That sounds like a volunteer to me.
Oh, you know me. So I beat Super Mario Odyssey.
Oh yeah, cool.
I did not finish it, because I don't know if I'm gonna.
What's finishing that game?
888 moons is
okay.
The technical, if you're gonna quote unquote not 100% it, because 100% there's over 1,000 moons in that game. There's infinite moons technically. You can buy moons.
You could just buy them.
Yeah, but so yeah, I've been playing Super Mario Odyssey, which that is legit one of my favorite Mario games ever made.
Okay.
Holy shit, that game is excellent.
Mm-hmm.
There's something about that game, and I was trying to think what exactly about it that really just kind of captured me.
Skillful platforming.
Well, the platforming, yes.
I mean, the core of the game, yeah.
The jump mechanics in that game are nuts.
Because that's the thing that captured you.
That is the best platform. It's the best platforming that's ever been in a Mario game.
I got it, Theo.
Yeah. For our audio listeners, I just winked.
Oh God, I'm so bad.
I know. I'm sorry.
No, you're not. No,
I'm really not.
Never apologize for it. Just gotta own it. Gotta own it and keep going. So yeah, there's just something about. Also, the stages. The stages are awesome. There was one stage that I was not a big fan of, and even then, they're all fun. It's just.
Is that the one you got trapped in?
No. Well, the one that was kicking my ass for a little bit, the secondary, the brutal boss run, was actually not easy.
Mm-hmm.
And the last section is crazy.
Yes, it is.
When you go to the darker side, oh my God, that was legit. I was like, holy shit, I was actually having trouble. And it makes, to get a lot of the moons, you really got to. The game rewards your creativity.
Yes,
and that is the strongest thing about that game. It is designed for you to just say, fuck it, go crazy, do this however you want. There's a theoretical proper way to do everything, but if you want to do it the more fun way, Joe, I think you really would like this game because it's
I keep looking at it I'll get to it. It's not going anywhere.
No, it's not. But it's one of those things where it definitely reward the act of just breaking the game in your own way is rewarding enough,
And you will always get rewarded for breaking the game.
Yeah. It's just you feel. It's such a good feel,
Mm-hmm.
and there's just the mechanics of the enemies that you take over and whatnot. Oh my God, it's so fucking fun. I adore this game.
So when I beat that game, I got a little cold on it after some time has passed. But hearing you speak about it, you hit me up a while ago, and I was actually thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I really fucking like that game. I actually was thinking about restarting it.
You should. It's a great game. And it's yeah.
No, what kind of Mario 3D Mario guys are you? Are you the type that like to jump into a level and then finish it, or the type that likes to just jump into that world and just explore that world?
Now as you say it, I don't think I've really put my hands onto a 3D Mario game since Mario 64.
Yeah,
seriously, I have not.
Wow.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I didn't. Well, no, never mind. I played Sunshine. I played Sunshine.
Oh, you just try to expunge it from your mind. I
just remembered I had played Sunshine was the last one I did, and that was, as many people will understand, as a frustrating experience.
I'm not a big fan of Sunshine. I like
Sunshine.
People who like it.
I like Sunshine a lot, but the worst thing about that game is the inverted controls.
Oh,
that you cannot change.
Yeah, you should be able to change your control, especially when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because you have to aim a lot in that game.
But I didn't mind it because I probably would have left it the same. But I'm a completionist type. I go and get everything. That's the answer to your question.
Yeah, same here. I'm very much and not initially. I'll play through it a little bit, and depending on how I'm feeling, I'll go back. But I usually will complete it to full completion.
Okay.
I didn't like. I did that with Galaxy. I did that with Mario 64. I didn't like Sunshine.
How many people did?
I get it.
It's a pretty unlikable game.
Yeah, it just didn't do it for me, man. You know, I get the appeal. It just didn't. It never clicked for me.
Yeah.
This game, I picked it up, immediately clicked. I was like,
it's the John Cena of Mario games.
Meaning, no, explain that.
Meaning, I get the appeal, but it's not for me.
I like that. That's good.
Okay.
Especially for people who grew up wrestling fans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wrestling being Mario in this.
Wow, I have a strange fondness for John Cena now that I'm older, so I don't know if that quite holds up.
So maybe you should go back to Sunshine.
Yeah, even though I'm thinking, I'd want to give Sunshine another shot.
Yeah, I might. Because I love John Cena now.
Chris, you never touched 3D World, correct? The one with the cat for the Wii U?
I think I played a little bit with.
Okay.
I've played some multiplayer.
I played some multiplayer of that, but it didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't really sink my teeth into it.
That's a really solid Mario game. And I think it incorporates a lot of what a lot of previous 3D Mario games into that one package. Very, very solid.
I'm also one of those psychos that actually likes the DS port of Mario 64.
Okay.
Because I know people hate it because
that's a game I don't think I can go back to.
Joe, that game holds up better than you would think.
Man,
I don't think it holds up very well.
I disagree.
I am 100% on board with Joe right now.
I think you guys are crazy. I think that game holds up.
I think it was revolutionary. I remember seeing that game in Toys R Us and it blowing my fucking mind.
Absolute
playing it.
Product of its time. Absolutely.
Yes. And I'm playing it and I was like, this is incredible. But I've touched it maybe in the last 5 or 4 years and I get it, but
I think it holds up better.
People still cite it as their favorite Mario game, and I think that's insane.
I get it.
That's insane.
I don't see how you could say that after playing Odyssey, because Odyssey just does everything that Mario 64 does, but 100 times better.
Yep.
So in terms of if we're doing comparison, of course there's no comparison. But I actually think Mario 64 is a surprisingly good game still. Every time I've touched that game, I actually have a lot of fun still.
Okay. I
don't know what it is. And I'm not, me.
Being
I'm
in that space is 3D.
Fun. There's one thing I can't stand about. Cool. There's one thing I can't stand about Mario 64, and that's the flight controls. They're the fucking worst.
Yeah,
the hat flight is
they're not good.
Abysmal, especially after the cape. Come on.
Who would have
do it right?
Who would have cracked the 3D platforming role if Mario 64 didn't do it?
You know what I think? No one.
Yeah, legitimate.
Dude, think about it.
Sonic 3, Sonic Adventure.
Sega would have tried.
3D platformers were terrible until the PS2 years. They were bad.
Yeah, they were all bad.
They were all bad.
There was no. I can't think of a single platformer on N64 which was any good.
Donkey Kong was good.
Some people will say Donkey Kong, and a lot of people are Banjo fans. Yeah.
I hated Banjo.
Sure, I guess.
I couldn't stand it.
Those
although
games...
I don't know if that's because of the platform. It was just a 3D platformer, or because it was a
collectathon.
Yeah.
That's what those games are. They're not testing you on your platform ability.
Yeah, it's just
that's what it is. Yeah,
look for stuff, and I'm like, it's tedious.
Yeah, it felt more tedious than fun, and Odyssey is all about the platforming, and your exploration of the monster mechanics, of course, and sometimes both of those things all wrapped up in one, and it's so good. Exploring the environments in that game, I could just run around New Donk City for hours, man.
Oh, with that jazzy ass theme, yeah, baby,
bro, and the music,
yeah.
And the sexiest mayor on the planet.
Hey, man, Pauline's got it. She's got it going on.
Yep.
Honestly, dude, when she's just Mario, it's jump, man, go. And I'm like, yes.
Jump, man,
honestly,
go. So
that,
good.
I said on our spoiler cast, me and Dre did a spoiler cast.
I'm going to listen to it now because I never listened to it.
On Mario Odyssey. You can listen to it before. It's Mario.
I know, but I didn't. I know. I wanted to play the game.
I get that. But that segment when you're doing the whole celebration, it legit got me teary-eyed.
Dude, it's so good.
I was like, fuck, this is incredible celebration of Mario. Yeah.
It is. It's also, that's another thing too that I love about that game. It's fan servicey, but not in an obnoxious way. When you unlock the Mushroom Kingdom and you go into Peach's castle, and the music starts playing, and you're like, oh shit, like it hits you, man.
That's kind of a bummer. Maybe that's my own expectation. I was expecting to go to see that level because I knew nothing about the game. I beat it in like a day after it came out, maybe a day and a half. So at the end, spoiler alert, I suppose, you go to the Mushroom Kingdom and go to Peach Castle from 64, and I legitimately thought they were just gonna like reimagine the 64 levels in that engine.
And they tease you too, because if you find the painting, I was like, oh shit, are we gonna come here?
I was like,
the fuck out of here.
Mouth agape. Kayla was like, what happened? I was like, do you see this shit?
I mean, they do let you, like, there is one point, because you know how like they have the 2D crossover shit. There's one point you play Super Mario Brothers 1.
Yeah.
Like in a movie theater in New Donk City. You just jump into the screen.
Even Mario has to put 1 in it.
It's so awesome. I'm like, this is fucking fantastic. The game is so great. I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna get like 800 some odd moons to get whatever final ending there is.
You didn't touch the darker side of the moon yet, right?
Oh yeah, no, I beat that already.
Oh, okay. You beat the game then.
No, there's more. There's one more thing, allegedly.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, so like I just know like 888 moons. You get to 888 moons, and then like there's some other additional thing.
888, huh? Okay.
Yep, and there's like over 1,000 moons to actually find, or something.
What? 1,000?
Yeah, exactly. That game is great. I'm still dedicated to Streets of Rage 4.
I hear that.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah,
I've kind of set it aside. I think I've had my fill of it.
I'm enjoying just kind of watching all the crazy around it too. You know, like there's a really good fan community around it.
People are fleshing out the tech.
Yeah, you know, there's let someone in the room, Joe.
But Kirk Enterprise.
But yeah, I'm just having a fucking blast. I guess I'll touch on it real quick. There was the developers did an AMA on Reddit, and they are considering DLC. They're going to see if they can flesh it out. They have time. They're working on a couple other things that they're going to announce soon. They didn't say what.
If you say publicly we're considering DLC,
they're doing
DLC is thought of.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they said there was things they wanted to do. They just were like, we want to put this out at a certain time. So
okay,
like adding the newer sprites of Max and Shiva.
I think they will. Yeah, pretty much. And I have a feeling if and when there is DLC, we'll get exactly that.
Playable Estelle.
Playable Estelle. Yeah. She needs to be playable.
I remember. I guess I'll touch on it a little later. Fighting Estelle, and I was like, oh yeah, she's unlockable. 100%.
You assumed it.
Oh yeah,
dude, she's so cool too. She's so fucking cool. I mean,
option commissioner mode.
Yeah, exactly. So I went through boss rush. I beat that and S rank on that. I got so I now know which bosses you can infinite.
Yeah, anything that's not heavy.
Yes, you can theoretically you can 100% Estelle, but you can't infinite her. Really? You can infinite pretty much everyone else though.
Okay.
You can't except the commissioner. You can't infinite the commissioner or Max.
Right.
But everyone else
Max has permanent armor. The commissioner is too heavy.
He's too heavy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He just doesn't have enough wall bounce to stay in the air long enough. But you can. There's some cheesy tactics that are out there you can just abuse. So yeah, just watching. This is a decent speedrunning community. I don't know if I'm going to go that far. I thought about it.
I mean, it's fun to play, but if you start any game you start speedrunning, you just get sick of, and I don't think you want to get sick of this game.
No, I don't.
Says the speedrunner.
I'm not. Yeah. I'm not a speedrunner. I'm a racer. I race.
You're an eraser.
God damn it!
You have been erased.
I saw that fucking movie in theaters, man.
It's Schwarzenegger.
That's what you did. That's what you did in the 90s.
Yeah, it's true.
Saw
Schwarzenegger's in the movie.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna see it.
But that was the mark of the decline.
Yeah.
It peaked with Last Action Hero.
Last Action Hero is schlocky,
but it's incredible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that's the point.
Yeah.
That's why that movie's it's brilliant.
It's schlock that's parodying schlock.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's great.
It's brilliant. It's actually low key brilliant. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So.
You have more. I'll just piggyback a little bit with the Streets of Rage 4.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Me and Kayla actually went through the game and had a blast with it. Except that last stage. I think that last stage fucking sucks.
It's brutal. It's really brutal.
It is substantially different from the rest of the game.
There are certain stages that I consider to be checks. One of the last stages is absolutely one of them.
Like
Chinatown is a nightmare.
Chinatown.
Oh,
I'm okay with Chinatown because I guess I was kind of expecting that.
That stage goes on forever.
Yeah, when you're in the dojo, you're like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm in a fucking dojo. Like this is an action game, the movie,
and that's after fucking Kyokugen Karate guy. Like,
yeah,
like that dude is a.
That last stage is brutal.
It's brutal. It is. I agree. I beat that on Mania. Trust me. I know.
I enjoy that game a lot, but I 100% agree with Joe about the movement because I feel like some characters are just held behind because they don't have the tech that other characters have.
Axel is very underpowered. And the developers talked about in the AMA. They're like, we're going to buff Axel specifically. They were like, all the characters that need buffs, he sucks, and they know that.
I get what they want to do with, like, you have Skate and Max from 2. You want to have like a heavy character and a tricky character. I get that they were trying to go that route, but I feel like with this game they should have had every character have a thing about them. Where like you have Blaze be like a real good weapon master, or Axel maybe parry or something like that.
I think Cherry can run.
Yeah. Like Cherry and Adam. Why would I not use Cherry and Adam?
Adam has a broken moveset.
Yeah, why would I not use them? Why would I not use them?
Well, technically Blaze has a broken moveset too.
Oh yeah, she's
actually. You want to know something? Everyone's broken except Axel. Like all the rest of the main cast are broken.
Well, Floyd has
a standing infinite.
He has one thing about him is broken. One thing.
But his other shit is also really good. Like he is, if you know how to, he has movement. You just have to find it, but it's there, and it's great. Once you learn that air stomp,
I legitimately can't. I have to watch a video how a solo player beat the final 2 bosses with Floyd.
It's easy. You just
you can't grab him.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Look, the last 2 bosses actually are pretty easy.
I agree with Chris on this.
They are super easy, especially.
I didn't say the bosses are hard. I just think that stage is brutal.
Oh, the stage is nuts.
Okay.
The stage is cuckoo.
Yeah. You got like fat boys in one screen. You got fucking like samurai shadow ninjas.
Exactly.
You're like, oh.
Well, you know what's funny? Actually, that the worst part of that stage is the hallway.
Yeah,
the hallway.
Yeah, the hallway. If I already beat him up, the hallway is the check.
Always.
And this game is okay. I'm on Mania, so I don't know if you know.
On Mania, you get a hallway full of Hugo Andore in
on Mania, you literally get like all of those characters that you deal with. All of them have armor now. Like, except not like they'll have wake up armor, right? So you have invincible tiger knees, you have invincible Donovan uppercuts, you have you have to literally just turn into a complete lunatic.
Yeah, great.
Which I have apparently. I like my mind opened up, dude. At one point when Tim and I were doing a run through on Mania together, and we were playing Chinatown, and Chinatown is a fucking nightmare of a stage on Mania as well. And at one point, we were just like, okay, like we've had to develop a strategy. But that was so much fun doing that. Also, I learned something very cool. If you leave friendly fire on, you do your normal damage.
What do you mean?
You do reduce damage on everything when you play in multiplayer. The more characters you add, the less damage you do.
Okay.
If you leave on friendly fire...
That's actually pretty interesting.
If you leave friendly fire on, you do your normal damage.
Oh.
So interesting thing to think about. Not that I would ever like. I can't imagine playing the cargo ship.
Right. The stages without the Z axis is going to be a nightmare with friendly fire on.
Yeah. Yeah. Like the cargo ship with that little narrow passage you got to go through.
Yep. It's like you stay on the left, I'll stay on the right, and don't you fucking come near me.
Stay on your side. Stay on your side. Like that shit is. But. I'm just. Yeah.
I think that game is fantastic, though.
It is packed full of love.
Yeah, you could tell. Love. As somebody that who's just ran through all the original trilogy, you're like, yeah, I get it now.
Yeah, love for that series, love for Sega, love for beat 'em ups. There's Turtles references in there. There's fucking Double Dragon references, and it's just all over the everything.
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't even realize you know how Barbin looks like Freddie Mercury now? Yeah. Did you
Oh,
realize
okay.
his minions
All right.
are fat bottom girls?
That's all right.
Childish
Okay.
Gambino's in that shit.
As who?
There's lots of cameos in the background of the Max fight.
Really?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And fucking
Yeah.
Donald Glover's
Okay.
just chilling.
That's cool. That's cool.
In his This Is America.
Yeah, he would be in that.
And I'm like, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
Troy and Abed fighting. Yeah.
That's good. But like, yeah, you see shit like that. There's fucking all the little Easter eggs in that game. Like the amusement park, the old pier is the amusement park from 2.
Yeah.
You're in the ruins of that. It's just fucking savage,
It's
man.
cool. It's cool. It's really solid game.
So
I
fucking
was disappointed I didn't get an Alien amusement park.
I know, right?
That was the only thing I wanted. I know it's there. I know.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to hear that remix of Alien Power.
Love that track. Oh
man, jeez. So
Dreamer.
Oh yeah, like oh god, I know you like this soundtrack, but I hate it and I miss the old music.
I understand the disappointment. I'm not gonna. It's not for everyone.
Yeah,
but I loved it. And
it certainly doesn't have that.
It's low energy.
I don't like the low energy of it.
I get that. I get it is a nice thing to listen to by itself. I think like divorced from the game, but like as you're playing it, you're like, okay, this is cool.
Some stages it really
there are no earworms
draws you in, especially Chinatown. Chinatown's song, especially like when you're playing. Holy shit!
Yeah,
like because when like one thing I do like about the soundtrack of that game. See, you guys say it's low energy. I actually don't think I entirely agree with that. Because
I can't groove to it, man.
The music picks up when you get to certain parts of the stage. Like
that is cool. Yes,
there's like it like you literally get to once you get to a certain part of the stage, the music will change up. It like either like the tempo will start getting faster or the beat will drop, and like it's just I like that the flow of the music in that game, and I think that's why I like the soundtrack so much because I think it flows very well.
Maybe it's just not 90s enough for me. Maybe I need it to be 90s.
I get that.
Maybe like I need it to be 90s.
Like you want Streets of Rage 3 90s?
No, I want Streets of Rage 2 90s.
Yeah, you want like Joe wants like bridging the gap 80s 90s.
Yeah, I want
that's what Joe wants.
Some Vanilla Ice type of.
I want that current wave of retro that we got going on.
Retro synth all over the everything.
Yeah.
Like he wanted more Rising Up.
It doesn't have to be synth, but you know.
Look, Rising Up is the best track in the game. So like
I didn't even like that one.
Oh, I think you're nuts. How do you not like that song? That song
because
is incredible.
It doesn't sound like anything that would have belonged in Streets of Rage 2 or 3. So. You know what? This is its own animal. I can't judge it on that. I can't.
That was my feeling. I think the music makes it have its own identity, and I think that was important. You know.
But at the same time, you know, they are marketing clearly with all the references and the fact that this is literally a Streets of Rage game, like 20-something years after the fact. It's marketed on the basis of nostalgia alone. Let's be
26 years.
Yeah,
that's insane.
I love it. Just makes me happy. But yeah. So put money on. It's probably my game of the year. Look, I don't see what else comes out this year that makes me happier than this
7 remake.
I loved it. I think I love this more.
Okay.
I get it.
Joe,
it's in contention. So
like in a year that the FF7 remake came out,
you can't say nothing comes close. At least
no, it comes very. Let's put it this way: it's between those two. I don't see many other things coming close between those two.
Yeah, well, I say year's not over, but I don't see very much on the horizon either.
No, it's not a lot.
Zero Dawn is coming out.
I mean,
they pushed.
That's sure it's coming. I'm not holding my breath. You know, by the time it comes out, how knee deep into cyberpunk am I going to be?
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah, that's a thing that's happening.
That's you know what, that is coming out this year.
Yes, it is.
Speaking on my own ass right now, you know, I don't see anything coming out. Oh yeah, but
see if there's any good any good GPU deals with that.
Right. Yeah. Oh boy,
that might be my first PC game for the new rig.
Get that. Get you some. Might be time to upgrade my thing here. I think we made this. Thea and I made this together back in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 5-year-old machine now.
Roughly, yeah.
That machine's 5 years old now.
Yeah, man.
And you have a
1070. It's a 1070.
Oh, so you're still rocking it.
I'm still rocking. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll be all right. I may not be able to play this game on super ultra, and that would kind of disappoint me.
Then what's the point?
Exactly. What's the point? I need to get my brother's 2080 Ti.
He has a 2080 Ti?
Yeah, he does.
Of course he does. Sean's a hooker for that shit. Of course he is.
Yeah, but I've got an i7, so I think it wouldn't be too hard.
Yeah. Anything else, Chris?
I started Valfaris. That's a great game.
Oh yeah.
Nice
fun.
Oh yeah,
the rock Contra, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The heavy metal shooter.
Yeah, sorry, the heavy metal Contra.
It is heavy metal shooter. It's awesome.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Really fun.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm enjoying that.
Is that the Switch version?
Yes.
How is it run?
Perfect.
Doesn't chug?
Not even a little.
Great.
It runs smooth as silk. I was very happy. Mm-hmm. So, because I think I picked it up when it was like on sale for like $8, $9, something like that. 30%.
I was looking at it, but I was like,
that game is not only a good game, it is grotesque and self-aware about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a very self-aware game.
It is absolutely, it nails the aesthetic that they're going for in every conceivable fashion, and I'm digging it. I'm loving it a lot. It's really great. Playing game. What's the other one's one of the Steam games? Yeah. Now Chris talks about his PC gaming.
Some things has come out of this whole ordeal, and this is probably one of my favorites.
Chris, the PC gamer. Yeah, I can imagine.
I mean, dude, get City Skylines, man.
Well, it's not a bad idea. I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm playing Alien Swarm. It's called Alien Swarm Reactive Drop. It's over
Alien Swarm's an old one.
Yeah, it's really good though.
That's why when you said the name, and I was like, damn, that sounds real familiar.
Yeah.
It's fucking great. It gets updated to this day. They're still putting new campaigns out for it.
Hey, good shit.
It is absolutely amazing. I highly recommend it.
Oh my god, Alien Swarm, yeah.
Playing some multiplayer with that. Plugged in. Actually, I want to compliment Steam on something. My mouse was acting funky that night, so I had to switch to a controller. And I didn't know that Steam essentially they have a PlayStation screen now. Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't know about that.
I believe. Does the Switch have a screen as well?
That's Big Picture mode, right?
Yeah, Big Picture. Dude, I didn't know about Big Picture. You
didn't know about Big Picture?
How would I know? I wouldn't even think to ask that question.
I'm sure I've talked about Big Picture several times.
Well, it might have been on episodes I wasn't around for.
It doesn't. It's a great feature. It doesn't really serve. I think it doesn't really serve its purpose on a PC personally. But when I hook up my PC to my TV, I'm like, this is
dude,
awesome.
Yes. No, that is the thing I needed it to be. Like, plugging in my PlayStation controller and like being able to download other people. Like, people have presets that you could just download.
Oh my god, that is my favorite thing.
And I was very happy because it was easy. I didn't have to like dig for it. You know what
I
mean?
that's kind of one of the misconceptions people talk about. Like, it's so hard to put up my my PC to the TV. I'm like, it's really not, man. It's
now it's easy
now. Yeah,
easiest thing. Like, so I was like, oh shit, this is great.
Yeah. The minute you turn on the controller, it says like, hey, just press this button and go into Big Picture.
Playing some of that, I managed. Randall got me a Shadows over Mystaria code, the Dungeons and Dragons beat 'em up.
Okay, that's a thing. Have we not played that together?
Nope, that's criminal.
I think I would rather play actual Dungeons and Dragons with you guys. To be honest with you. Speaking of which, Theo, there's something I need to get on board with you.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I know where you're going with this.
Oh boy. So that's I mean, besides that, and just playing a ton of Mario Odyssey right now. I'm probably gonna, once I finish that up, I have no idea what I'll line up next. I was thinking about playing through the Uncharted games.
That is so funny. I literally am in the middle of Uncharted 1.
Yeah,
really?
I was, because
is this a replay of
It's
Uncharted?
a replay, yeah.
Okay.
So for me, I haven't played 4. So
you have not played 4?
I've not played 4 or 3. The last one I played was 2.
Yeah,
so.
2. I think 2 was enough for me.
And I liked it. I thought it was great. But like,
it's good. It's a fun story.
Yes, yeah. And I'm just thinking like, well, why not? You know.
You have the collection? I believe it's free Okay.
We have it. Claire's a huge Uncharted fan.
Okay.
So she bought it. I didn't have to buy it.
I totally forgot I was even playing that until you brought it up. But that's.
I was just thinking like, man, I'm actually getting kind of itch to play these games. And like my understanding is the collection makes all the perfect improvements to the games that the games needed. So
especially if you, I don't know if you're trying to go into it for the combat or just to refresh yourself with the story.
Nah, just to play through the story.
They have an explorer mode that's just like you just one shot kill. It basically literally makes it a movie. Like I'm the big action star. I'm just gonna kill this guy with one bullet.
I don't know if I do that, but yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I was thinking. I think I might do that next. I'm not sure. Other than that, we'll see. So yeah, that's me.
You know what? If you do that, let's let me know.
Yeah. Oh,
we could probably do something about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Let me put it on Twitch.
Like extra content or something.
Yeah, it could be fun. Oh yeah, we can stream on Twitch. So maybe do that. Yeah, I'll be down for that. So yeah, that's pretty much it right now. And the occasional ducking on fighting games. Although a lot of it's been on Fightcade lately. Because it's got the best netcode. That's all the old games that I want to play.
Have we spoke about the new games in the Evo lineup at all?
No.
We got to talk about that.
Yeah. I think we touched on it, but the fact that Skullgirls, I was thinking about entering Skullgirls because fuck it, why not?
The fact that Skullgirls them's fighting herds.
Fighting herds.
Which looks incredible. I'm sorry. That game looks awesome.
A buddy of mine who is a My Little Pony fan, when it was still the My Little Pony version, put me onto it years ago, actually. It's a surprisingly good fighting game.
And Mortal Kombat now is back in. You know what's incredible about this? I don't want to stay too long on it, but you know what's incredible is that before we had no frame of reference when it was going to be bad games, like bad like netcode and stuff like that. Now we have a side by side of good netcode and bad netcode, and it's gonna be all the better. There's gonna be so much good.
Notable by its absence. Smash Ultimate.
The community's not even mad
because they get it.
They're not. They're not even mad. It. But were they gonna be like?
That's the one thing they always complain about, the netcode.
They all went like this. Yep. Like we're not happy, but. Yep.
Yeah. We know the game we're playing.
Yeah, they know. They know what they're about.
KI wins again.
Good for
Talent wins.
Talent wins. And I'd love to play that game one day.
KI?
Yeah.
You can play it.
You're
a PC gamer now.
I have loaded it up a few times. In the last couple of weeks, I have loaded it up a few times.
Well, when I build the rig over the summer, it will I will probably
pretty sure you can play it on your laptop.
I probably can. I can
pretty sure it'll run.
Yeah, no, this thing has surprised me. I mean, it's an XPS 13. It's not exactly a shit laptop.
My poor laptop is gathering dust. It sucks.
Why would you need to use a laptop?
Well, you bought it for the podcast.
Yeah, I got it for the podcast. I was taking it with me. I was taking it to work. I don't travel to work. I don't travel for the podcast. I'm not fucking going anywhere.
And when you do, you will use it again.
Yes.
Yeah. It's collecting dust right now.
Yeah, it sucks because, we could have waited and got a better model for another time when it would have been. But how did I know this shit was going to happen in December?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Hindsight's 2020, brother.
I'm getting mad talking about it, so let's move on from it.
Yeah, let's not. Yeah, there's no need to focus on that. Something you had zero control over.
Yeah. You have anything for us, Joe?
Yeah, I got a few things.
Cool, man.
Yeah, things that my cup runneth over right now.
Good.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoy those things.
First time for everything.
Well, it happens once in a while, I either have too much on my plate or nothing.
Or never enough. Yeah.
There is no in between. And I can't stand it. I still haven't finished Trials of Mana.
Oh wow!
I still
taking time, huh?
Well, that game is it's junk food.
Mm.
It's junk food. I don't really feel like a junk food game right now. It's
right.
It's faithful to the original in its own way. I mean, it has new things. There's collectibles and shit.
Yeah.
And enhanced functionality with the characters and the classes or whatever. And I've just been plowing through it, and I just one day I decided, you know what? I'm not feeling this right now, and I'll get back to it at some point. But what I have been playing, I was looking to get back on the Bloodstained Ritual Night before this even happened, and then they released an update.
The randomizer.
Yeah, which included Zangetsu mode, which I messed around with for a little bit and got bored really quickly.
Is it dumb like the Richter mode?
Yeah, but it's somehow not as fun.
That's a shame.
And the
At least the
randomizer
Richter
mode,
mode's fun.
and a randomizer mode, like you said, like a
Mhm.
built-in randomizer. And you know how I'm all about randomizers.
Yes.
So the fact that I was looking to get back into this, and they built in a randomizer into the game, so I don't have to do any janky modding or anything. Yeah, that was great.
Hmm.
That was great. And I played one and messed around with it. You know, I decided to stream my first one. I set it to, you know, key items were shuffled instead of, you know, stuck on enemies, which could be really bad.
Yeah.
I set these shards so that they
Keep
were
going. I'll be right back.
they were completely shuffled. And so I set the shards so that all the enemies have their shards completely reshuffled so that anybody can drop anything from anywhere in the game.
Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's wacky.
It was, yeah. I mean, that's the way to do it, right? If you're not
Mhm.
going full ham, what are you doing?
mm-hmm.
So that was my first one. I set it so the key items stayed in the key item locations, but were
Mhm.
shuffled instead of being just on any random enemy in the game, because I thought that would be really
That's a little too cuckoo.
tedious and
yeah.
stupid, and I would have to go, you know,
Grind.
grind everything, making sure I found every single drop from every single enemy. I was totally
Yeah, that's giving me agita just thinking about that.
totally not willing to do that, so I just left the key items where they were. But I like the shard shuffle, but it could lead to some problems
Mhm.
because sometimes it just makes you do some really stupid stuff. And sometimes there was one seed I played where I got stuck.
Yeah.
So
I couldn't figure out the logic of where it wanted me to do.
That's actually what I wanted to ask. Have they made it in a way or play tested in a way where every seed that comes out is completable?
It's beatable.
I'm not sure, because there was one where I actually felt stuck and I
Mhm.
didn't know what to do. I played a different one where I realized that when you double jump and kick off of candles, that is actually considered to be logical progression.
Yep. Yeah.
So they allowed for that. They accounted for that in the logic. So, and that took me a little bit to figure out.
They designed the game
Yeah.
with sequence breaking in mind. Yeah.
Well, I guess that's not considered sequence breaking. It's a function of the double jump ability.
Mm-hmm.
So, like,
Kicking off the candles around.
Yeah. So some bosses with key shards will have key shards, and you
Mhm.
could, like, the first thing you can get off of a progression boss could be Aqua Stream, and you have to go underwater, and you have to go to the desert, and you have to beat Albert, and he'll give you like double jump or something.
See, that's what I want to know about the Aqua Stream thing.
Mhm.
Because if the shards are shuffled, do you now have to search for that thing?
So no, the enemy that would give you if you put the thing on, if you put shard shuffle on, the enemy that would give you Aqua Stream gives you a different key item shard. Like it could give you invert, or it could give you double jump, or it can give you blood steal. So, but it'll have a key item shard, so you should always make it a point to kill that particular enemy you find in the underwater section. So the first stream I did, I just went in just planning to just wander around and do stuff for a couple of hours, and I ended up finishing the seed. It was a defeat Jeeble seed, so it was like half the game, not even. And it was apparently a really good seed. I had found a really powerful shard, an item that gives me infinite MP, and I just plowed through everything.
Oh, well,
and just went
as you do.
Yeah, as I do, and I just followed the normal logical progression, even though I hadn't played the game for like almost a year, like 9 months or so. And that's just July of last year. So I went through it and I finished it. And I was very surprised I was able to do that.
Actually, that's my next game. Now that you're saying it, I realize I haven't finished it.
This randomizer is really fun, except for how it can somehow restrict you on a bunch of things. It really highlights some of the base problems with the game. Like, you are a slave to your MP. You are a slave to it. Things cost way too much. Way too much. And
so that's actually what I wanted to ask. When Zagetsu mode, I assume he can go into this randomizer as well, correct?
No, not wait. Maybe no, you can't. You can't.
Okay. That's what I want to know, because he's not a crystal bearer.
Yeah, he's completely separate. He has his own mode. So
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that you can choose harder difficulties in the randomizer, but
yeah, but what, like, even me going through that game, you're like, you are a mage in that game. You are a mage that attacks, I suppose.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're like the MP costs too much, especially when you shard shuffle and like you get like really
High
powerful
costing.
abilities that cost a lot and it doesn't feel really good.
I always likened her more to Shinoa than any other custom
Yeah,
character.
she's more like
essentially
Shinoa.
just Shinoa.
Yeah,
Really,
So-
really is. Yeah.
The worst seeds are when you don't get a weapon on the ship and your guaranteed shard is yellow.
Great.
Yeah, so like, okay, great. I got a passive shard and I'm doing 1 damage to everything.
Fun.
There's no equipment. You might as well just start over at that
Ugh.
point. Yeah. So sometimes that can happen.
Sometimes there's bad jank.
Sometimes you just don't get, and sometimes it's just not fun to play through. Sometimes you progress through the seed and you don't get upgraded equipment.
I think that's the thing that I'm sure that is your Binding of Isaac mind at play, but that's the thing that kind of terrifies me, where I'd want to sit down and play a game, but then I get a bad seed. I'm like, well, I just wasted my fucking time.
Yeah, and after sometimes I just stop. I have not cleared very many of these. I have not. I will be perfectly honest with you. Like I got late game in several of them, but I couldn't finish because I wasn't powerful enough. And some of the high level bosses are really, really tough without good equipment.
Yeah.
Especially if you have shitty MP, which you are a slave to.
Yeah.
That could be a little bit of a problem.
I get the appeal to it, but this doesn't sound fun to me at all.
No, I'm just highlighting the fact that.
No, I get.
Yeah, the game really it really shines a spotlight on some of the flaws it has with the base game.
Mm-hmm.
Like these are like things you had minor complaints about in the base game. You're just like, okay, this makes this randomizer kind of like it's either really great or it's not fun at all. It's something that playing it makes me really hope a sequel like tightens this up a lot. Like the weapon techniques and the MP usage of a lot, like balancing the MP usage of a lot of these things, and just making making like every single thing a little bit more useful, because you just get some horrible stuff that just does nothing.
There's a lot of bad shit in this game.
Crafting needs an overhaul. It needs to be better, especially when you turn on random crafting. Well, sometimes random crafting can be really good.
Yeah,
you need that alkahest to decompose stuff. It's a lot of fun when you can deconstruct a piece of wood and get like 4 of like completely broken items in the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun. So like turning on random crafting was really fun.
Not to say it doesn't work well in this game, but I feel like this would better serve a tighter game.
It would.
Like, have you ever you've played Time Spinners before, right?
Yeah.
I think that would randomizing that game would really be like great.
I'm sure maybe there's a mod for it. I don't know.
Maybe.
But I I don't really care for a lot of Metroidvania randomizers. And this is a good one for it. Honestly, the map design really lends itself well to it. And I think that's what keeps me coming back, is that the map design
length is just good for it.
Yeah, it's the length is good for it. The structure is good for it. You can just go up, down, left, right, depending on where the sea wants you to go. There's not really that many long hallways. You have to just walk down, and so that's why it's easy to navigate, at least.
Okay,
assuming you know where to go, except having to go underwater because that sucks every time.
I hate it.
That sucks every time.
That is my biggest complaint with that game. Biggest, because I was like, I'm stuck, and I hated that I had to look up how to get Aqua Jet. I was like, oh, this is a random this thing I need is a random drop. That's crazy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's very old school.
It's weird.
And not in a good way. That's like old, like, we should have thought about that, maybe not really being a good game design choice. Because that's kind of surprising to me. At least, good to know. Yeah. So when I start
right in the beginning of the game, they give you something that's required to get past the next obstacle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally, they give you a fire spell. You shoot the fire spell at the cannon. You blow up the wall of the cannon.
Yeah.
Easy. Figure it out. It's not just whatever. I guess they figured you'd kill it enough times, but it really should be a guaranteed drop. Yeah. Just don't shuffle the key items. You'll be okay.
Right.
Don't shuffle the key.
Damn, you could do that. Damn, this thing is very granular.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot you can do with it.
Okay.
I mean, options are good. It's good. More options is good. So it's good to know. It's also experimentation is good, because now you know what works and what doesn't.
It's also fun getting as as much of a slave to the MP as you are, it's fun getting busted shards at the beginning of the game.
I can imagine. Like you get some real crazy strong shit at first.
Yeah, you quickly figure out what's useful and what's not.
Yeah.
Like Tis Wraith, the light spell that you cast
Yeah.
with the directional thing, it costs 50 MP per second, but it like comes out on like frame 3. And you can just like spend like a small amount of MP on it, and it'll do like maximum damage.
Okay.
Because it's like a concentrated light beam. You can focus on something, but it hits immediately upon being cast, and it just drains your MP really fast. So if you like press it and release it, you only use a small amount of MP, and you'll do like max damage with it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And if you cast that ability, do an attack, cast that ability, you get maximum efficiency out of it. So you start figuring out what's great and what's not, and it kind of defeats the point of like random shards because like you'll just never use it sometimes. You're like, yeah, okay, I got the summon bat, and that's all I've got, but because of my MP usage, I'm just gonna swing my spear all day. Thanks, I'll pass. So, my janky ass spear.
Anything else?
Yeah. I am still playing through Borderlands 3.
Oh, okay.
A lot more now than I was before. I went back to the old character I had. I had switched from the operative back to the siren because I kind of lost my way with the siren in this game. I couldn't really get around it, but now I've got myself more familiar with the game, and I've reshuffled things around, and things are a lot better. I started finding more and more powerful guns, and I just kept playing it to get that character in line with my other one, and I'm looking to do more endgame content with a group of friends. So now we're all around level 50, so we can get back to that. And I started over again so I can try the Beastmaster while I'm waiting for the Borderlands time with these guys.
Okay.
We're trying to get some play out of that. I still miss 2. I like 2 a lot more.
Interesting.
I really did like 2 a lot more. And I don't really know why. I think the characters in that game were just more fun.
It's so weird because while I will completely contend to the fact that 2 is a better game, I like 1 more.
Yeah, I get it, but I think I just liked 2 a lot more. 2 is my favorite. 2 is easily my favorite in this series, like without question. And that might just be because I like the characters in that game a lot more.
Okay.
Not like the characters. The characters are pretty good, but like the character classes I feel are a lot more fun, especially Necromancer, because Necromancer is the coolest.
That's and a really good name.
Yes. And I kind of wish there was more of that in this third one. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of variety in the classes itself.
Yeah,
that's good,
but not between the classes. So,
but they included Necromancer pretty late into 2's life, right?
I don't think it was that late. It was like a month after.
I thought it was. I thought it was like.
I don't remember it being late.
I believe 2 got like a new update, like maybe last year or something like that.
Yeah, it got a lot of DLC, and all of it was pretty good.
Okay.
Because it got a bunch. What was it, the pre-sequel or some shit?
That was a different game. That was a completely different game. Yeah.
Okay, but there was like a DLC thing that like led into 3, right? That
Yes.
they released for free last year.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
Trixie something.
Maybe I should go back and play that.
Hey, I might like it,
but
more.
I didn't because I was so upset at Borderlands 3 being Epic exclusive for a few months. So I just kind of forgot about it until
I should
quietly released for half price on Steam.
I'm gonna redeem my my Borderlands on Epic right now.
Okay, you can. Yeah, that's fine. I should. My Epic Games account is closed because of all the security stuff I had about it.
You requested for it to be closed.
Yeah, I needed it to be. I need to like reactivate it or something because I would like to get some of these free games.
They had Civ 6 just the other day. And I'm
I wouldn't be mad at that. I'm not gonna
say no to a free game.
I'm not gonna say no to a free game, especially one I'm not gonna use with a controller anyway.
Yeah.
And I mean, Epic needs a long way to go before it's never going to be my platform of choice. I mean, that's saying No, I might change my mind way down the road.
Maybe when they
I think it is getting better though.
It is.
They just implemented refunds.
Limited refunds.
Well,
okay.
Yeah,
what?
Some places don't have it.
I mean, Steam's refunds are pretty restrictive too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they had them.
Yeah, but
it's an option.
But still, how old is Steam? And they just really got it.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Once I start using a launcher.
So it's funny you mentioned that. I started using the GOG launcher.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. It's solid as hell.
GOG, I think if I'm gonna change my platform of choice, it's gonna be GOG Galaxy.
Yeah, especially since the things are DRM free.
Yeah.
I installed the Blizzard launcher because I was playing StarCraft. Blizzard.
Oh yeah.
I was just like, I was cranking about it the whole time though. I was like, this is dumb.
Don't like next to I mean I don't really use Uplay that much, but I really don't like the Blizzard launcher.
I don't care. I don't like having multiple launchers.
I don't like the Blizzard launcher.
It's fucking
stupid.
It's terrible, and the Blizzard launcher is bad. It's real bad.
It's not good.
Yeah,
but like, and they were one of the first ones to kind of do their own launcher, right? Did
Yeah.
I make that right?
Yeah.
This is kind of their fault. Okay,
that's not their fault. Like it's the same thing that's happening with streaming services. You know,
it was inevitable.
Same fucking thing.
HBO Max, y'all.
Yeah. Same fucking thing. So like
so we can release a shittier cut of a shitty movie. Great.
Steam will be like Netflix one day, where it's just releasing. So
can we talk about the Snyder Cut for a little bit?
You want me to talk about this?
All right,
about that?
Sorry, all right, yeah, you're right.
Why is everybody so excited?
Why is everybody so excited?
Oh, that's what I want to talk about.
He still made Batman versus Superman, guys.
All right,
why is everybody so excited?
Oh my god, I can't believe you're making me do this, Theo.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate on this real quick. I am all for an artist's completed vision. Okay,
I have no issue with that.
That is unfortunately why when you watch Justice League, and I watched that movie, and it's the one I thought I thought it was significantly better than Batman v Superman. It was way more coherent, but you can feel how chopped apart that movie is.
Yep,
like that movie feels like it's two different movies slapped together because it is. Right, with the reshoots, and you can see where the Whedon stuff is, and it doesn't mix well with the Snyder stuff that's already there. So I do understand people who just want to see this guy, and some people actually are excited because they want to see the train wreck.
Oh, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who are genuinely excited. It's like, oh my god, we're gonna get an amazing movie now.
No, we're not, because
really not.
These are the people who convinced themselves that Batman v Superman was good. Batman v Superman's extended cut makes the plot make a little bit more sense, but it overall is still a piece of garbage movie because you had a person make a Superman movie in the first place who doesn't understand or respect or love Superman.
I me and you have already talked about this. I love Man of Steel, but I understand why you don't.
It's a shitty Superman movie.
It's a fantastic Dragon Ball movie.
Yes, it is. It would have made a really good Invincible movie. It is a shitty Superman movie. Not a good Superman movie, and it makes me sad because Henry Cavill. I adore that man. Like he is my man crush is bigger than it's ever been on him because he's the best. Like and like that dude's one of us, and I love him. Like he really is great.
Yeah. Witcher.
Joe, did you see the? There was an interview. There's like clips from one of the British talk shows, right, where he was like,
where he's talking about his agent, like, get me this part.
Well, not just this part. No, it was that, but it was also when he got the phone call, he ignored it. You know why? Because he was rating.
He was rating. That's right. He was playing.
And I respect it. Because that man was probably a healer, and he didn't leave his post.
He really would be the healer.
He's a healer.
Leroy Jenkins is 15 years old.
Yep.
Wow.
15 years old. And I just saw like an outtake not too long ago. It was like one of their first drafts before the completed version.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So
the curtain's been lifted on that video.
Exactly, right? So I have no problems with Cavill. or even I felt actually, I felt the worst for Ben Affleck.
Yeah,
because like
Ben Affleck
he's doing it in that movie,
and he was crushing it.
He can't win in superhero movies, and it's never his fault.
It's never his fault. It's never his fault. Like I felt so bad because like do you remember the press tour?
With him and Cavill was sitting together.
Cavill was just like doing his thing and being the most charming human imaginable.
He's just sitting there like,
and you could see the sadness just come over Affleck's face, and you're like, this poor fucking guy. But what can you do? I don't feel bad for him. His new wife is gorgeous. So. She's Joy from Blade Runner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's beautiful. But anyways, so like. I just the Snyder Cut thing. I don't care. I've never cared. I'm not gonna watch it as I don't give a shit.
I'm gonna watch it.
I doubt it would make the movie better.
It's not. It's gonna make it worse. It's gonna make it 100 times worse. And they're gonna get the money to actually shoot it. That's the funny thing.
That's what I love about it. Can you imagine people coming out of this and saying like, "Oh my god, that was worse."
Yes. Oh, they're going to because it's going to be. Worse. It's going to be worse because it's not gonna feel like DCU.
Yeah. I fell asleep at the last fight in that movie. Completely just fell asleep. And I woke up and I was like,
it's boring.
I didn't miss anything. I'm good.
These are the same people who want the butthole cut of cats.
That I get.
The pre-patched version.
Yes.
I get that. I do. I'm not
going
to out.
Okay.
We're patching movies now.
Yeah, right. Look, let's just move on from this, all right?
Look, Cats I get because Cats was a dumpster fire from the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, it was a play. So, like...
now and forever at the Winter Garden Theater.
God, thank you, Joe. Christ.
Anyway, I really just want to talk about that.
Yeah,
that's fine. Because I'm done with mine. I got a couple.
Okay.
More. I got some more stuff, but like that's pretty much the meat of it. I still got to get on the other thing with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's your plan?
So this week on Animal Crossing Weekly,
I'm this close to making a house on Claire's Island.
By the way, when I laugh like that, do I not sound exactly like the fat guys? It's
you do. Yeah. You sound like Big Ben.
God damn it! Now I can't unhear it. Now I can't unhear it. Great. God damn it.
I'm being stereotyped, guys.
You put it out there.
Right?
So yeah,
Fire
this week on Animal Crossing. So me, my sister, and Kella usually visit each other islands, right? And we just sell stuff and water each other's flowers and just look at each other's houses and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One particular day, I'm talking to my sister on the phone, because it's actually real therapeutic, just going to my sister's island and we were talking on the phone, and it's just hey, check my shit out, help me fish and whatever. I'm like, yeah, no problem.
No, dude, I completely understand that.
One day,
there's St. Mark's meetups in Animal Crossing.
Oh yeah, yeah, you did tell me about that. That's cool.
Because literally everyone I know except Joe and me are playing the game.
Yeah. So I'm going to my sister's island. And I go to talk to her villagers and stuff like that. And I talked to this eagle named Cecile and Celia. So she's like, I hate that bitch. And I'm like, whoa, what happened? What? She's like, oh, she's boring. I hate her, blah, blah, blah. So a few days pass. So a few days pass and my sister was like, she called me and I'm like, okay, all right. She was like, Cecilia left. And I'm like, oh shit, all right, cool. That's awesome. The next day, Kayla's playing, right? And she's like, oh, somebody's moving into my town. I'm like, oh, cool. So she reads the name and it's Cecilia. So it didn't really register to me yet. So I paused and I'm on the computer and I turned around. I was like, what's the character's name again? And she said Cecilia. So I text my sister. I was like, was Cecilia the person that left your town? So she's like, yeah. So I'm like, oh, you got my sister's reject. She's like, fuck. She hates her. Absolutely hates her. She's boring. She always complains about shit. Hates her. So
that's so funny.
A few weeks after that, like a week after that, you notice when somebody's about to leave in your town because they walk around kind of sullen and they have a cloud over their head. So usually whenever I see that, I run up to somebody. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? You're not leaving, bro. You're my dude.
Yeah, you give them a gift or some shit. Yeah. You go say hi.
Yeah, I'm like, oh no. One of my homies, bam. He was like, I'm thinking about leaving. I was like, you're not going anywhere. You're here for life.
Attached to your villagers, huh, Theo?
So
one day, live in North Korea now, motherfucker.
Jesus Christ.
So one day, one of my villagers, Rhonda, had that same look, and I run up to her because that's just my instinct. I run up to her, I'm like, "You're not going in." Then I thought about, I was like, I really don't like you. I really don't like you at all.
Get out.
Yeah, you're like you, and
well, usually to get them to leave, you have to actively be terrible to them most of the time.
So it's not even terrible. She just was like, a lot of times they're like, oh, I just want to go and do bigger, better things. I'm like, yeah, get out of here, because like I have another chick. Her name is Frida, and so there's like different types. There's normal, smug, studious, snooty and stuff like that. She's super normal and like kind of boring, but she has sometimes like some amazing stuff that she says. Like one day I went to go talk to her, and she said, yo, level with me. How is it to wear socks? And I was like, what the fuck kind of question is that? And it made me think about it. I was like, what is it like to wear socks?
Fuck you.
You need to come.
You get philosophical over this. Sometimes a stupid fucking cigar is just a stupid fucking cigar.
No, I'm into it because as a big connoisseur of philosophy, I'm into it.
Yeah, I'm like when she's like, yeah, because
that's like some David Duchovny on Jeopardy shit. What are frogs?
So
what are socks? Fuck you.
She's an animal. She doesn't wear socks. So I was like, I get it. So this chick like contributes nothing to my town, right? So I was like, yeah, get out of here. It's a whole thing. Everybody's talking about, hey, Rhonda's leaving. I'm like, yeah, so? Did you talk to her? You didn't like her anyway. They're like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, Rhonda kind of sucked. And the next day, I'm talking to Killer. She's like, hey, somebody's moving into my town. And I'm like, who? She's like, Rhonda. And I'm like, I just started cackling.
All the rejects.
And she's like, what? And I was like, that's the reject I told you about. That she's like Kurt's like, fuck, I'm tired of getting you guys rejects. It was the funniest fucking thing,
bro.
The funniest fucking thing.
Okay, you need to come to Claire's Island because she has one of the weirdest fucking collection of villagers I've ever seen.
Yeah,
like I don't want to ruin it for you because you just show up. Just go talk to them.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you about one. He's one of my favorites. His name is Eugene.
Kayla has it. He's the koala, right? The black and white koala. Yeah, he's great. He be telling some stories.
That's my dude. I love Eugene.
Whoa, what is
Eugene? And
weird.
She has another one he's kind of weird, but I love him. Caesar.
Caesar.
He looks like
a horse.
No, he's a gorilla. He has like a Spanish mustache.
Yeah,
and a real bassy voice.
Oh, it's not Caesar. It's Cesar.
It's Cesar. Yeah, it is Cesar. You're right. I feel like he's Spanish. I definitely get like
Spanish
the Spanish
gorilla
vibes.
Cesar.
Yeah, I get the Spanish vibes from him. Like he kind of looked like because it's the mustache. Honestly, I'm like he's got the mustache. He's clearly Spanish. And his name is Cesar. But yeah, like he's great too. He's kind of a weirdo. But she's got some weird villagers, and I got some.
The weirder the better. Like you're fucking weird. You come on in,
bro. I think you guys need to collaborate on a Animal Crossing villager tier list.
Yes.
So okay.
Absolutely.
So my sister came to my town, right?
F tier, Rhonda, Cecilia.
No. So, if you Google it, there is an Animal Crossing tier list.
There is an Animal Crossing tier list. There already exists.
My sister came to my island and she fucking. She
just like, okay, I gotta see.
Yeah,
she's as we're playing, we're not talking, so she called me. She's like, you have fucking Raymond? And I was like, what are you talking about? What's going on? She's like, you have fucking Raymond. I can't believe you have Raymond. I'm like,
yeah. Animal Crossing New Horizons villager tier list. Let's take a look.
Who's number one?
Let me see this. Okay. All right. S tier. Super popular. Let's see. Let me scroll down. Hang on. Oh, this isn't sorted by tier. It's sorted by character. Okay.
There's an actual S-A all that tier.
Yeah, it is, but it's not sorted by.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, but as Joe goes through that list, she's like, you have fucking Raymond, and like she's walking around, she's like, you have Ketchup, you have this, you have that person. I was like, I literally didn't know who these people were. Like I just wanted the weirdos, and
Yeah,
they're
he's all the
weird.
weirdos. They're the best.
She's like,
All the weirdos are the best ones.
I have fucking Celia over here. She sucks, and I'm like, I don't know.
Okay, top tier Marshall.
Marshall
Number 1
is the wolf.
looks like it.
Okay,
Raymond.
That's
Sherb. Zucker.
Sherb. Yep.
Bo.
Zucker is amazing because he is an octopus that looks like takoyaki.
That's great. That's amazing.
It's really fucking good.
This
So where's Pietro?
Pietro? Let me see.
He's up there, I believe.
A fucking weirdo.
Pietro is an A tier.
Yeah, he's up there.
Claire has Pietro.
Is that the clown looking guy?
Yes.
Okay.
Looks like a nightmare.
Yeah. The clown sheep. Yeah.
He showed up on Claire's. Claire's like, oh my god, he needs to stay immediately.
Look at Frida. Frida's low tier, like because she's normal, but she says weird things. She's literally just a hot dog.
Literally just a hot dog.
She's just a hot dog.
Oh, this is sorted alphabetically. Okay.
I forget the other one. She has, Claire has one who wants to be a pop star.
There's 405 animals, I think. There's some species I didn't even know were in this game.
Frida is ranked 87th in the second from the bottom tier.
Yeah, she is. People hate her, but she acts some weird. One day I was walking around with a shovel and she was like, "You digging up bodies?" And I was like, "Whoa, what, Frida?" I was like, "You're staying. You're woo.
Fucking weirdos."
Yeah.
So
the weirder the better.
I don't see Cecilia on either of the two bottom lists. By the way,
she's an eagle.
She's the eagle. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Is it start with a C or an S?
C.
That's what I thought. Okay. Whoa, that Cesar is on bottom tier, Chris.
Oh, fuck yeah, he's
Cesar,
awesome.
He's a bottom tier animal.
Whack.
Yeah.
Racist.
Yeah.
He's great. I love him. Whatever.
Yeah, yeah, that was.
He just likes to fish. I mean, he probably doesn't give a lot of shit, but whatever. Claire doesn't care about that.
It's all good. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do good, man.
Who am I looking
Claire's
for
big
now?
on fishing, so she has a fishing buddy with him.
No,
so
you said Raymond already. He is like triple S tier apparently.
Raymond is triple S tier.
Yeah,
it's number crazy. 2.
Yeah, is insane.
Let's see. There's 15 villagers on the top tier here, according to this list. Marshall, Raymond, Sherb, Zucker, Bo, Marina, Judy, Audie, Fauna, Coco, Stitches, Bob, Merengue, Lucky, and Rolled.
Yeah. That's this game.
This fucking game.
Yeah. Still
the juggernaut. Can we talk about the sales of this game for a second?
Can you even
see the stupid number?
Can you even? And that's not even digital included.
What?
Unless we're talking about something different.
I think this might be combined with digital.
Oh, okay. Because I remember they weren't
how
tracking
could you
digital.
not combine digital these days? I don't understand.
A lot of companies don't.
MPD doesn't do it.
Oh, okay. That's weird.
I don't know what MPD's numbers on it, but I think it's something stupid like this game. Essentially, almost everyone who has a Switch has the game.
Yeah, the attach rate is probably like almost 1-to-1.
It's almost 1-to-1. Yeah, it's like that. It's something stupid. It's like I think beyond. I think over 15 million. I think more. I think closer. Actually, I think was it? Let me look. I think I saw a number somewhere.
Go ahead and look it up. You know what? We'll look it up, and we'll tell you what. We'll take a break and come back and tell you that number.
Yeah, that's
got shit to talk about.
Oh yeah, we do.
All right. So we're gonna take a break, and then we'll be back with some news bits.
Yep.
Wait, did you have anything else, or?
I had something else.
You did?
Yeah.
He was just talking about Animal Crossing.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was just going to be Animal Crossing.
No, I've another thing real quick. Wait,
are
you still recording?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
Then we'll get to the news.
Just real quick. I finished Streets of Rage 3. Sorry.
I thought that was we had talked about it. So yeah.
Sorry. Bare Knuckle 3.
Bare Knuckle 3.
Excellent game.
It is my favorite in the trilogy by far.
That's
the only thing that's wrong with it is the music. It is bad. I understand what they were going for.
He went too far.
Bad. It's too experimental.
It's too experimental, and it just doesn't sound good on the sound chip.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are some tracks in that game where it's like, yeah, this shit's kind of awesome, right?
Yeah.
But actually, I'm a big fan of the first track of that game.
No, the first track is great. First track is great.
Shit is real strong.
It just is downhill from that. But what it lacks in its track, goodness.
Everything else is incredible.
The game's great.
It's so good. Like I understand why people love 2 because it's such a jump from 1.
Mhm.
It's the same reason. It's the same Uncharted reason. Like people love Uncharted 2 because
because
the
it's
jump
just what
from
it
1
was.
is like whoa. But
Whoa,
there's a lot of incremental things added in 3 that I think is incredible. That I'm actually a little disappointed wasn't brought over into 4.
There's like the dodge.
The dodge. The dodge roll.
The dodge.
dash.
You know that dodge roll is cancelable in 4. In 4.
Oh, is it?
So when you pick the Streets of Rage 3 characters, right, and you do the up, or down dodge,
yeah,
if you can cancel that with a special, so you'll do the special move, moving upward, if the characters have it. So if you do it with like, say you do it with skate, if you're Streets of Rage 3 skate and you do that, he'll do the windmill going vertically.
That's cool.
It's awesome.
But like between like the stage variety that like me and Keller played through it, there's a stage where like there's a forklift coming after you. And like you have one person beating it away while the other person beating I'm like, yo, this is
construction site. Yeah,
this is fucking awesome.
It's one of the coolest stages in the game.
Yeah,
and there's an elevator in there too.
An elevator, like you have to try to like get is it the president? You have to get somebody before the time run. I'm like, yeah,
that's the mayor. Yeah,
mayor. Yeah, I'm like, this is awesome. There's only multiple endings if you're playing the American version.
Yeah,
but like there's so much things added to this game that
incredible.
Each thing by itself isn't a large.
No,
change.
But it makes some of its parts bigger than the whole. Like it's really good.
I was actually shocked how much people were like, yeah, I don't like this game. Which I actually played a bit of the Streets of Rage 3, the ones we got, and I still think it's a really solid game.
I've beaten Streets of Rage 3, not Bare Knuckle 3. I've beaten Bare Knuckle 3 as well, but I beat Streets of Rage 3 legit, and that shit it's
hard.
It's almost impossible. I can't tell you what happened. I feel like me and Randall zoned out. Like we played it, and I was skate, and he uses Shiva, and Shiva is broken.
It's silly. Game. It's silly.
Like
Ash is another one that is like not Streets of Rage 3, but
but yeah, because Shiva has an infinite elbow, but like you have to get enemies lined up into it. It's still not easy. Like the game is still brutally hard, even though one of the characters has a standing infinite. Yeah, So like we were essentially like setting a strategy up around to like try and ferry enemies to Randall so he could hit them with the elbow infinitely.
Oh, okay.
But like, let me tell you something, man. The shit went wrong. You got fucked up in that game.
These games, especially the trilogy of games, got me down a really interesting rabbit hole with Streets of Rage that I wasn't expecting to get into. Mm-hmm. Like those, I might go as far to say that's one of the greatest trilogies in gaming.
Absolutely, I agree with that statement entirely.
It is every single game. Like one
all
is
great.
All of them are different enough.
Exactly.
Yep. And they're all and they all have good things about them.
Yes.
Even though like one is
the fundamentally
inferior to
very good.
2 and 3, but it's still a great game.
It's very good.
Yeah, it's still fun to play.
It
feels good
awesome.
To play.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing they nailed right away about. I forgot what video had a video about beat 'em ups and like what makes beat 'em up satisfying. Like Streets of Rage got that right on the first try. The shake. Yeah. It's the enemy shake versus impact of the moves. And
it feels when you hit an enemy, it feels good. It feels good. That crunch.
They got that from the very beginning, and all they did was make it better. And that's something that 4 nailed too. Thank God, because like when you first hit something in 4, you're like, yes. Like,
it got me to buy.
Feels good.
This.
I love it. I almost bought the blue one.
And for audio listeners, is a Genesis pad.
I almost bought the Bluetooth limited run had a like an ice blue see-through one that was bought. Okay. That shit looks awesome.
You can just as well get something like this.
That's true, but
like 6-button fighting command. Yeah, there it is. Ori fighting
that have wires.
Yes,
I don't do wires, bro.
You don't do wires, man. He do not do wires with controllers.
I do tournaments, bro. So I do wires. Okay,
that shit needs to be plugged in,
so I don't need it.
Nah, man, you're crazy.
Yeah, I'm
plug your shit in.
Plug your shit in.
Plug your shit in.
That should be a motto for a controller company.
Yeah. Plug your
shit in.
Yeah.
I'm so happy. Oh, God, you know, there's a movie directed by Walter Hill that completely influenced Final Fight and Streets of Rage.
Okay.
I mean, obviously the Warriors helped inspire it too. I think it's funny that like 2 Walter Hill films helped inspire these games and like their aesthetic and everything.
Okay.
And it's called Streets of Fire. So
Sure
I
it
actually
is.
Willem Dafoe's in it actually. So I actually,
yeah.
I want to
I'll
watch it.
fucking watch that then.
I haven't seen it yet, and I think it's on Netflix actually.
Oh,
So it's like one of those things. If anybody's ever curious about it, it is like 100% the
is he the
influence
leader?
for all these
Is Willem
beat 'em ups.
Dafoe the leader of the villains?
He better be.
He has to be. He has to be.
Yeah. Otherwise, he's Willem Friend.
Well, this is Willem Dafoe in the 80s. So
He was
who knows?
He was William the friend in Aquaman.
He
I was
was.
like, oh, he's gonna turn. He's legit, huh?
Nah,
Oh,
man. He's playing like one of the most trusted fucking confidants.
I know, but he
Man's
has.
life.
But is William Dafoe's face?
I know.
Yeah. Anyway, that was me this week.
Okay.
Nice.
Now we can go.
Yes. Now we can go to the
Okay.
news.
Now
So
we can go to
that's what you get for jacking the
Yeah,
host's
like-
job, Joe.
The hell?
the news.
That cut always gets me. So Chris, did you find the Animal Crossing numbers that we alluded to earlier?
Yes. Let's see. Animal Crossing New Horizons sale numbers has sold over 13.41 million copies.
Cool.
I see you had to go to a different room to find that information.
Yes, I did. Well,
The last one couldn't contain it.
the missus went to bed, and I got to clean the living room now.
Yeah, I hear that.
You got
That- that is
you guys have a big gulp.
Yeah, it's just my Yankees cup.
Okay.
That is a lot of copies of Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a lot of Cecilias that is getting ran out of their towns, or Celia, whatever her name is.
Say the word. Oh, Cecilia.
We have a few interesting news topics that came out in the past week.
Do we?
Yeah, we do. I think you two will actually really like this one.
Yeah.
This
You
one.
think so?
Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remastered.
All right, can I say something right off the bat?
Yeah.
I was
That's
terrified when they
So
announced.
Why?
before you guys go into it, Jeff Keighley has announced that he's going to do like a Summer of Games thing, which will be, I believe he said 4 months of just like random news bits that's going to jump out every so often.
Yeah, in lieu of E3, because that's
Rip.
what he's doing now. Yeah,
Yes.
rip.
And one of his first announcements was like, we're gonna have a guest announcement at like 12 o'clock or something like that. It was leaked maybe about an hour or two before the actual thing. Like
Which
Tony
is
Hawk.
it's about as good as you can hope for.
Yeah,
right
which
now.
honestly, all things considered,
That's pretty good.
Tony Hawk texts somebody. He was like, yeah, they're doing a remaster of Tony Hawk 1 and 2. And it's like, okay, sure.
I
So
mean,
that
when
came-
Tony Hawk leaks it,
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
you're fine.
He don't care.
It's not a
What are you
leak
gonna do?
at that point.
Fire him?
Fire him.
You're gonna call it remaster 1 and 2? But and this was before you guys get onto it, I actually really enjoyed that little news rollout of what Jeff Keighley was implementing.
If I actually really dug it too, and I
Yeah.
kind of hope this is how we do game announcements from now on.
Yeah,
I really liked it a
will
lot.
be. It will be. It
I know.
absolutely
Yeah.
will be. Like the conferences are done.
Yeah.
No one wants them anymore.
Actually, speaking to one of the developers and the person that is the namesake of the game was actually really refreshing.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool.
Yeah,
I really dug it. I loved the presentation of it. I just it was nice. You know what I mean? And like it also the announcement itself is great. And obviously, I'm excited. But seeing that was the way they handled that. I really hope that's how we go forward with this sort of thing.
yeah. Which I think I'm sure that we will.
Yeah. Or I'll be honest, I'm a fan. I like Nintendo Directs, man. I do.
Yeah.
I think they're great. I like it when there's just like, and I love the spontaneity. Like, we're doing a Direct tomorrow. Like, what?
What? And everybody goes crazy.
And they should. That's awesome. That's exciting.
But yeah, have at you guys.
Yeah.
Well,
So
they got you were about to talk.
I
about
was
what you were
nervous. When I saw it, I went, oh no, because I will elaborate on that in a minute. But my initial was I was worried. I was very concerned because the last remaster of Tony Hawk didn't turn out so well. and also was then they gave the developers of that shit storm that was Tony Hawk HD for the PS3 and Xbox 360. They gave them Tony Hawk 5, and Tony Hawk 5 was a fucking train wreck.
I forgot Tony Hawk 5 came out.
Of course you did.
I legitimately forgot about that.
And like,
wow.
Just continued to bury my hope and love of this franchise. And like, I was, I'm still high on Skater XL. That's out soon too. That's out like
yes, it is.
Month, I think, which I'm beyond stoked for because I'm a huge Skate fan. I played Skate 3 the other day just for shits and giggles.
That's considered the best one, right?
Yeah, because the reason it's not a Skate 4 is I don't think they can do better.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I thought 3 was perfect. I'm like, this game is incredible. Like that game, I play it now and I'm still having fun. I think
I wish more developers came out and just said we can't do better. Like, that's why we haven't made another game. We literally cannot. We perfected it. Like,
Nintendo said that with F-Zero. They're like, what are we gonna do? How do we top that? Yeah. That's why they haven't made one. They straight up said, I'm like, I just said, just make a port, please.
That's all.
Yeah. HD port, maybe online.
That's how you make it better.
Yep.
That's how you make it better. And you know what? Include the track. Include a track creator.
Yeah. You can do all these things.
A little bit of bells and whistles, a little bit of things here and there, and that's it. Like, don't change the gameplay because GX was perfect. That game is still amazing to play. That game still feels great to play.
Yeah.
But yeah,
what
is the one thing that this had to get right for you guys?
Soundtrack.
Okay.
For me, the soundtrack was part of it. The other part, the physics.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed when I watched the gameplay, I breathed a sigh of relief, thankfully, because I saw the weight the skaters lay down on. Like when they come down on the board, there's a weight to them, right? That was not in the Tony Hawk HD remaster or whatever the fuck it was. Like that, the mix up. It was like Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remixed essentially and thrown into one game, and then they added DLC from 3.
I think it's weird that you say the physics were frightening because the physics of 1 and 2 are literally what makes the game.
I know.
Like, that is the game. The physics engine.
I was worried they weren't. Yeah, then they fucked it up, Joe, on the last remaster. Yeah. Hence my concern. So I was worried. Like, the physics don't look like that now, and they got like that. Like the impact of when they land on the board. There's like a weight to it.
Yeah,
and that's actually the most important thing about every.
It's like it's like something landing on top of another thing. It clicks.
Yeah, there's something about the feel of it.
It's magnetic.
It's the same thing as for a hit in a fighting game or in a beat 'em up. It's all about like that impact. That impact.
Hit stop
makes you feel good.
Hit stop.
Yeah, exactly. Hit stop. It's all about that hit stop. And I noticed that was one of the first things I kind of like glued to the screen to really like analyze it. I immediately went to analyze mode because I was like, oh, this is great. That's cool. It's happening. I want to see if it's actually gonna be fucking good. And from what I saw, it looks like it's got a lot of the stuff I was concerned about. I did watch a comparison video where a guy was like, I'm tentatively excited, but it looks like some of the kickflip animations don't look as great as the originals, just because like some of it's a little floaty. But the impact of landing seems to be intact.
Yeah, as long as the animation doesn't futz with the trick itself.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Yeah, I'm the same way. As long as it doesn't like because when you play HD and Tony Hawk 5 also had this problem as well, along with the 9,000 other issues it had. It felt floaty. You felt like your character was just kind of floating around, and they were gliding instead of skating. Like there was just a lack of tangibility to those games, and doesn't seem like that's present here. So I'm very, very excited for this game.
Cool.
And they kept in the things they needed to keep in. Like they put the revert in because they had to. You can't take that out.
There's no revert in 1 and 2?
No, they're not. But they knew they couldn't. You can't make a new Tony Hawk game without a revert.
So they added it in. They added revert. Hopefully they have an option to be able to turn it off.
I think it doesn't hurt.
It doesn't, but I'm sure there's some purists who'd want that.
Theoretically, yeah. But most Tony Hawk fans, nobody complained that the revert's in there. Let's put it that way. Like if you were like a real Tony Hawk fan, you're like, oh, the revert's in there. Okay.
The revert.
Because that would have been a thing if it wasn't in the game. People would have complained about it. More people, I think, would have complained about it not being there. As fans,
I think though it does need to be optional.
I
would leave it on. I would leave it on.
Yeah, I will definitely leave it on too because I can't.
That only enhances
revert anymore.
Really. Seeing Spider-Man on the screen just reminded me. Can I skate as Spider-Man?
I imagine on the PlayStation version you'll probably be able to.
Yeah, probably on the PlayStation.
In his PS4 costume, sure.
I mean, they used the Tony Hawk engine for the PlayStation Spider-Man game.
It'd be a real nice throwback.
Yeah,
and everyone's like, "Yo, Darth Maul too." Like, from Darth Maul 3.
That's actually awesome. Really. I'm not as excited as you guys because I just didn't have the love for that game.
Well, I'm going to say I'm excited. I mean, it's cool that this is happening, but I don't know. It's not something I'm like, oh, I can't wait to play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 again.
Is that a time and place thing?
I can't do that right now.
Is that a time and place thing?
No, I think if I were to turn it on, I would still enjoy it.
I was about to say, I think Joe would play it right now and still enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because it
would look a bit fugly, but I think I can manage. I think I can see past some of that, and I'd still enjoy some of it. I'd rather play a remastered version like this, honestly. I would. It's going to the Epic Game Store, so
is it really?
It is, yeah.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah. It has Epic Games exclusivity on my platform of choice, but it's gonna have a Switch port, right? I'll play it on the Switch.
No.
Yes. No.
4K?
You saw how it looked?
Nah, dude.
Now I have a Switch port? Okay.
No, definitely not.
They should just put 1 and 2 original on the
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, you're right, yeah. All right.
Well, I'd buy him, honestly. I'd buy 2.
All right, well, then forget this game.
For right now.
No, I don't understand that, man.
What?
Like, I understand the wanting to not give it. Epic's not going anywhere, man.
It doesn't mean I have to give them my money.
So
I'm not letting them win.
They're already winning.
No, they're not winning. I'd rather not play a game than buy an Epic exclusive. I'm sorry.
I see. I get that point.
I respect it. I respect it.
They have a huge sale right now, and they have Hades for $10. And I don't dislike the Epic Game Store as much as Joe does, but I have my games in a particular place already, and I have my Supergiant games in a particular place already, and I don't want to segment that. So I was like, damn, this game is $10. I might be willing to spend $20 so I could just have it all in one place.
That game is worth $20 too. It's worth.
Oh yeah,
Hades is worth $20.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a great game.
I know that.
Great game.
But yeah, I completely understand. Like I said, don't hate it as much, and I redeem all their free games.
Yeah, not to mention the fact that I wouldn't be able to use my controller to play Tony Hawk on Epic Game Store.
I think they fixed that.
I don't know if they have Switch controller support.
Oh, Switch. Okay.
Yeah.
Every time I see the blue light on the Switch controller when it's plugged into PC, it fucking freaks me out. Like, what? Why does it do that?
I'm so used to it now. When I was playing freaking what's it called? Jedi Fallen Order off of Origin.
Origin, sorry,
yeah. I had to install some janky drivers to make sure my controller worked. And then when I wanted to go back to Steam to play my other games, I had to uninstall the janky drivers.
What I will say is,
remember that
I hate Origin more than Epic Game Store. I'm sorry.
I'm not a. You know what?
I don't like it.
At least no one has tried to steal my identity off of Origin yet.
That you know of.
Yeah.
EA's little. Anyway, regardless.
Yeah.
Let's see. EA. How can I segment this into another thing? I don't have anything.
Good try.
RoboCop.
Aftermath.
EA. OCP. Right. RoboCop.
Yeah.
Evil Corporation.
Yeah.
It fits.
There you go. Got it.
We do what we can.
Yeah.
It's team effort. Segways are a team effort.
Omni consumer products.
So Mortal Kombat actually released a new DLC/expansion pack.
Yep.
It was a single player campaign that actually came out this week, and I actually been playing it. And
is it 30?
40, I believe.
Yeah. Nope.
Wow. It's pretty. You can get the full package for $60, but
I already have it.
Exactly. Kayla loves Mortal Kombat, so she was like, "Yeah, she's getting this." And Sindel's in it, so she's like, "Yeah, she's doubly getting it." But
she likes Sindel, really?
Yeah, like she loves Sindel. I absolutely
really?
love Sindel. Yeah, loves it. She's actually pretty good with Sindel too.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, one of the announced guest characters is RoboCop.
Fucking RoboCop.
Voiced by
Peter Weller.
Peter fucking
Oh
Weller.
man. Oh man.
That's so cool, Joe. I could feel Joe's heat death when this happened.
He's good. He just
looks really good.
everything. So
You know why? Because he moves like he should in that game. Because everybody in that game moves like fucking RoboCop.
As good as the animation has gotten in those games, they still everybody just jerks around still.
So we're playing it today, and I'm watching this stuff, and I love how that game looks.
Mm-hmm.
It looks incredible.
Yeah.
Except when you go to the animations, and you're like,
they're still punching over the fences, man. Like, what are you doing?
Okay. All right.
Why are key animations?
This
please,
looks really good.
please. For
But
fuck's sake. Streets of Rage 4's animation blows it out of the water. Like, what is wrong?
All the animation, all of it went into like the cinematic things that break the flow of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As someone who loves single player shit and stories, I am all about it. But
and what's really frustrating is that all the really good, cool looking stuff in those animations is because they're keyframe animated.
Yeah. That is true. But with that came Fujin and
Great
Shiva.
character choice.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure.
And I think I said this when he first showed up as Shang Tsung, but the fact that Kerry Tokugawa is
good.
Shang
Face
Tsung
of Shang Tsung now,
It's
forever
good.
is the best
and
thing.
he says the line. Somebody says the line to him, and I was like, "Yeah,
dude,
it's mine.
Like
you will be next."
Dude, he's the best. And
he's good.
We're at that point where it's gotten so meta that's where it is. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm on board with this forever.
Yeah,
he is Shang Tsung as long as he's going to be alive, and I'm fine with that.
I've said this before, but
casting in the movie, the new movie,
is he casted in the movie?
No, he's not.
Oh, okay. I thought he was
actually a point against it. But Zach from the Power Rangers movie is going to be Liu Kang.
Okay.
Who was great.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my Hiroyuki Sanada, who is like, when you see him, you know who he is because he's been playing samurai / Japanese badass / fucking crazy ninja guy for literally 40 years.
I don't know who you're talking about, but I think I know exactly who you're talking about.
He's going to be Scorpion. I think he's going to be Scorpion.
Okay.
And it's just perfect.
Is there's another Mortal Kombat movie coming out?
Yeah, and actually the casting looks really good on it.
Do you know what I just heard, by the way?
What?
The video game movies and stuff we've talked about today. Kate Blanchett just signed on to play Lilith.
Yep, in Borderlands.
The Borderlands movie.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Which I didn't know existed until Kate Blanchett signed on for that.
Well, she does know how to chew the scenery, man. Bro, she's amazing.
She killed it in Thor, yeah.
She just has to literally wear the same thing and just be like, all right, cool, I'm here.
Dude, Claire's like, we were watching that movie, Claire's like, oh my God, life goals. And I'm like, yep.
Yeah. But that's Mortal Kombat. I actually was saying earlier while we was playing and watching the game.
Oh, you got it right the first time. You got it right the first time.
Yeah, right. I've said it before on the podcast, but I really wish NRS did other things than Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Because I think their art design and their mocap and everything, their graphics department is incredible looking.
Yep. They are wasted on fighting games.
Yeah. Yep. They're the best, like one of the best in the business.
Yeah. Their production team is second to none. They're some of the best production in video games. It's
crazy. Like when you play Injustice 2 and like teeth look weird in games. Like it's always looked weird, but they have characters smiling with like the full set of teeth. And I'm like, this looks incredible.
Yeah. Like when Harley's face was the first one I remember seeing in Injustice.
That's exactly the one. Yeah.
Shit, I was like, that looks like a person.
Holy crap! But it's not that. It's not that weird uncanny valley. It's like it still looks like
it's not present at all.
Yeah, it's
incredible.
Incredible. Like I really wish I hope they do something.
I have to play through that story mode still. Maybe I'll fucking do that.
Dude,
do it as RoboCop.
No,
He talks about
I'm not talking about
Injustice
Aftermath. I'm
2.
not paying $4 for Aftermath. The fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's
They almost got me. You know what? They almost got me.
I bet.
Yeah.
You know what? I realized
Stop.
something. The fact they almost got me. Not even RoboCop is enough to get me to play Mortal Kombat. You got it, NRS? Not even RoboCop is gonna fucking do it.
Think about
You
it.
got it? Not even RoboCop can do it.
It's not even it's RoboCop and the Terminator.
Yeah.
Not even those two can get you.
And it's Peter Weller, RoboCop.
Joe, and Joe,
This is legit.
Yeah, this isn't Joel Kinnaman. RoboCop.
The only thing it's missing is him throwing Ronnie Cox out of a building.
Oh, you didn't see his fatality.
So good.
Not even that. They're not going to work. You're not going to get. Making Mortal Kombat's better, then we'll talk.
Like I can't. Yeah.
No, sorry. Go on.
I was gonna say I can't think of like where do they go? Like as far as like crossovers go, like they have everyone. Like
yeah.
It's,
I really hope guest characters are a thing forever in fighting games.
Oh yeah, they need to be.
They're not going away.
I really hope that's a trend.
Look how close you are to buy a Mortal Kombat game.
Yeah,
yeah.
I really hope it does not, because that thing is fantastic. It's it's fun, and it has been going on for a long time thanks to Soul Calibur.
Mm-hmm. This is all Soul Calibur's fault.
Yeah, I like this. I like this trend. I hope it's not a trend. I hope it's like something that just keeps
with
going.
it.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
Keep with it because it's the best kind of fan service, and it's a really good way to get somebody who might never play a fighting game to play a fighting game.
Yes.
So sign me up. Yeah, I'm into it. You know.
Oh, Injustice 2 has the Ninja Turtles. Okay.
And they are incredible.
Yeah, they are.
I really want to know how many Walking Dead fans went over to Tekken because of freaking Negan.
Yeah.
Bro, I was watching, man, funny quick tip. I'm watching Buffy and Angel on a rewatch with Claire right now. Jeffrey Dean Morgan is randomly an angel. Like one episode. I was like,
that's exactly how it was when I
shitting pants on.
That's exactly how it was when I went to go rewatch Supernatural. I was like, he's the dad?
Yep.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's the first thing I actually remember him from Supernatural. When I saw him in Angel, I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, Negan. I love Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Speaking of
he's amazing in Rampage.
Large conglomerates, Tencent is now in charge of System Shock.
Well, you nailed that segue, but you know what? Man. Went from one thing I'm sad about to the next, because I've been looking forward to System Shock 3 for a while.
That's forever?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the fact that Tencent is now behind this production, this is like, you might as well have handed the game over to Shodan herself.
Yeah, right.
I think she's in charge of it. Yeah, this is it now.
Yeah, like the game has achieved its own self-awareness, and now Shodan is making her own video game.
God, if that's in the narrative, if that's a meta-narrative shit, that'd be great.
Right?
I'm into it.
Yeah.
You know me, I love meta-contextual nonsense.
I really should go and play System Shock.
Yeah, you should.
You really should.
Yeah. And if you want to play something that is comparable, go play Prey.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. I own that game.
Prey is like probably one of the spiritual successors to the System Shock series. Yeah. I mean, certainly not in the same way that BioShock was, because BioShock was a completely different animal.
Yeah, it was a very different animal.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're
I am not. Yeah, that's
much like everything else. Tencent owns another thing.
Well, at least they haven't ruined Path of Exile
yet.
Yeah, well, Path of Exile has been going on for a while. Mm-hmm. I guess we'll reevaluate with that when Path of Exile 2 was released.
Mm-hmm.
Because I like Path of Exile, and I really like that overcomplicated wheel.
Yep.
I do, but I could never find... It's just too much to go through to get to everything. It has the same problem Final Fantasy XIV has.
Yeah.
Where it's like, in order to play the game, there's a lot to go through, especially for new players.
You have to go through the bullshit that is A Realm Reborn.
Yeah.
At least they're fixing it. At least they're kind of fixing it.
Yeah, that's being streamlined. So that's changing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking out all them fetch quests, which is going to be cutscenes at that point.
So when Path of Exile 2 comes out, then I'll see. But, Tencent is a company wholly owned by the Chinese government.
Yeah.
And,
they're evil.
Evil is
Well,
Yeah,
if you want to put it that way, that's fine. I don't know.
They want to cut into. They're literally jamming their foot in the door like Microsoft did.
I
20 years ago.
feel for them the same way I feel about Jeff Bezos. I'm like, oh, you're Lex Luthor in real life. Cool. Yep. Okay.
By the way, this pretty much ensures that System Shock 3 is going to be Epic exclusive.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Oh,
there's
no question.
Yeah.
Another
reason, by the way, I do not want to use the Epic Game Store.
Joe, I completely agree. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. But yeah, that's the nature. At a certain point, I don't want to say respect it, but I understand what they're doing because do you use Origin? Do you use Uplay?
No.
Why would you?
Be better. Be like GOG.
Yeah, but you don't use GOG either.
Maybe I would. You know what? As like digital rights and ownership become more of a problem, GOG looks more and more appealing.
Absolutely. So here's. I don't want to get too in the weeds of this. God, what's the acronyms? Good old games. Good old games.
I thought it was Grand Old Games.
Either or.
One of those two.
Okay. Yeah.
But what is it?
It's basically The Witcher, the Polish like CD Projekt Red.
Yeah, it's like Valve is to Steam what CD Projekt Red is to GOG.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they put what's really great about it is they put a lot of like Scum and DOS games on it and make it in a playable fashion.
Yeah.
That's
what its original purpose was.
For years, I've actually been talking out against Steam because Steam is just a monopoly.
Yeah.
Really, when you really think about it. But
the same way YouTube is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the platform's good. What does it matter?
But that was kind of my issue initially. It's good, so that's the good thing about it. But like, if it was bad, like we'd be stuck with Steam still. So the fact I've always been saying like, hey, Good Old Games, guys, is fucking you downloaded your game and it's DRM free.
Yeah, if Steam were bad though, people would probably use better launchers.
No, they wouldn't.
People would be more inclined to try at least.
Yeah, they would. No, they would.
If Steam if Steam was bad, if my controllers did not work on Steam, if I did not have Steam sales happening all the time, if it wasn't so easy to invite my friends to play these games on Steam, if it had like family share, there's all these things about it that make it good. If Steam had none of these things and some other platforms offer that shit, I'd be more inclined to switch.
But remember the head start that Steam got on all these platforms.
Yeah. I know that.
When Steam came out, it sucked.
And no one liked it back then either. It did the same thing.
But you want to play Half-Life 2?
You want to play Half-Life? You had to. You want to play Counter-Strike? That's what you did on. Nobody liked it back then. It was buggy as hell. And it got better. It did get better. But it did when Origin came out, and EA did the same shit. Bad. Well, yeah. When Origin came out, and EA
took all the Mass Effect games,
What I was thinking was, I'm like, Valve did this with Steam back in 2007, 2006 maybe, or I forget when Steam came out.
Yeah,
I forget when Counter-Strike moved to Steam, but it was probably before 2007.
Early odds.
Yeah, because it wasn't 2007 because that was Half-Life 2. Anyway, my point is, I was hesitant to like criticize them on this, like because Valve did this, like Valve did this years and years ago.
Yeah, and
now EA's doing it, and of course somebody would try to do it this way. Of course. Absolutely. Why? How could nobody see this coming?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it still wasn't great, but it's a pain in the ass. It's just a pain in the ass having all these launchers.
It is. I agree with that.
Pain in the neck.
I went to go play Division 2 with my friend the other day, and I was like, "Well, I gotta find my Uplay login."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know what
not only do you need to have the login if you want to have it like running in the background. That's more memory your shit's eating up. I mean, everybody wants fewer and fewer processes in their tree.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
and then you have to figure out if games are all available on multiple platforms. You start using multiple platforms. You have to remember which one it's on. Like you need the launcher. You have to figure out what works on which launcher, what doesn't work, what features one has, what features another one doesn't have. Friends lists are jumbled all over the place. It sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what.
Hopefully it'll get better. I think it will get better.
Yeah. And here's the thing. It will get better, and then everything will be combined in one thing, and then the problem will repeat itself where it's just, okay, this is the launcher everyone uses, and then someone introduces another launcher. They're like, no, why would we use Jinglebot when we have Banana Stand? Like, why would we do that?
And then you just buy a console.
It's cyclical.
You just give up and buy a console at that
It's cyclical, and it will just keep happening. So, you know, it splits and converges. It's like the goddamn universe, you know? Big bang, big crunch, big bang, big crunch.
That was our weekly Epic Game Store.
Christ, rant.
Getting on. So now I guess we'll jump into Matsuno. Talking about his proposal for Vagrant Story 2.
Oh.
He wrote the prologue and
I read that.
Yeah.
I actually didn't read it, so you guys take it away.
I mean, I like that you're not playing as Ashley. I had a feeling if there was
you know,
ever a
at the end of Vagrant Story, Ashley Riot is like, "Yep, I'm a superhero now."
Yeah, exactly. Actually, it doesn't make sense narratively to play as Ashley afterward.
Yeah. It'd be like playing as Neo in a Matrix video game.
Oops. But yeah, like I just honestly, the story itself, it was a cool setup. I would always want more Vagrant Story.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. Like, because I think about like how phenomenal that game is, and you want to talk about games that hold the fuck up.
It does. I was playing everything. A couple years ago. I was having fun with it.
Yeah, like, and aesthetics and gameplay, everything.
That game,
PlayStation-esque graphics be damned.
Yeah, geez, and honestly, it's some of the nicer PS1 graphics. Let's face it, because it was at the literal end of the system's life.
Yeah,
by Square, who knew.
Plus, it had the art style to really, prop it up.
Exactly, it had that the FF Tactics art style, which just looked incredible, and like,
more gothic and dark.
Fucking yeah! Oh, God, I love Vagrant Story so much, man. Like
game's
that's
fun. Game's a lot of fun.
It's so great, and I would have loved a sequel for that, man.
Or at least that's something else like it.
There
hasn't even been a game like it.
Yeah, that's what's so crazy. Like,
yeah,
to this day, there's no game that's ever been like Vagrant Story.
Know what? Square has been pretty good about that.
Yes,
like some of their stuff like hasn't really clicked with like the general audience that well, but they have a lot of good, unique games.
Yeah. Even at B and C tier stuff. I was actually just about to say the same thing. You have a thing like Parasite Eve where you're like, okay, this is a RPG that has guns. Okay,
yeah, what?
You look at the Final Fantasy 13 series, like 13 and 13-2. Kind of have this like similar systems, but then you get the 13-3, and that is a completely unique game.
New game.
Yeah, and I haven't played anything like that game either.
Yeah. It's really it's incredible. Like a proper sequel to Vagrant Story. I could only dream of that, man. Like seeing.
Well, you may not have to. Maybe it'll happen. These have been planned.
I hope so. I mean, it's 20th anniversary this year. So
who would helm that?
I don't even know. Who cares?
Who directed it? I can't remember.
Who cares?
Yeah,
I think
that matters.
It feels like Square Enix is in a bit of a renaissance right now. I feel like with Dragon Quest being the good game as it is, Final Fantasy VII Remake getting really good praise. Even like a junk food game like Trials of Mana. It is what it needs to be. Yep. It came out at a time where it's like, a remake is eating up all its hype, but it's
it exists.
Yeah, they know it. Yeah, they have been doing very well. Final Fantasy 14's been killing it.
A lot of people have been citing that that's the best Final Fantasy in years.
That's certainly the best story of the Final Fantasy series, I think.
Octopath Traveler was an amazing game.
Yeah, Octopath was awesome.
Yeah. So
Bravely series, they just retreading a lot of their,
past work,
their classic stuff.
New engine.
Yeah, but, Square Enix is killing it right now.
Since we're talking about sequels,
Final Fantasy 15 wasn't so hot, but even then.
But I think
what they managed to salvage was a miracle.
That was that was a salvage job. And it was a good, it was a miracle to even happen.
Yeah,
and that game is a miracle.
I feel that game is a mess altogether, but I feel very I can excuse it for a lot of things.
I feel good for having played it. I liked where it went narratively.
Yeah,
and I thought it was a nice game. Yes. Like I enjoyed being in the car. Once you realize everyone's like, oh, Noctis is a terrible main character. No, the main character is all of them plus the car.
Yep.
100%.
Yeah.
Ensemble cast, because they're literally just Ninja Turtles by themselves.
Yes. My favorite intro of all time.
It still gets me every single time.
It's incredible.
Every single time. That rendition of Stand By Me is just, God.
Dude, when you're just pushing the car and you just immediately understand who these characters are.
Yep.
Just by dialogue alone.
Yep.
Perfect. Incredible.
Anyway, speaking of Square Enix.
Yes, and sequels.
Yeah.
So Xenogears 2 didn't happen because of Final Fantasy Spirits Within.
I bet a lot of things at Square didn't happen because of Final Fantasy Spirits Within. Yeah.
Man, so I legitimately saw that, and I really get you know that feeling when you get like kicked in your stomach?
Yes.
I really get that, but I read this news and I was like,
I had to fight that off, yeah.
That hurts. That legitimately hurts. Like, I'm a huge Xeno fan. Huge Xeno fan.
I have only really liked Gears. I didn't like Saga, and I never did finish
Xenoblade.
Yeah.
Which is out right now as of this recording.
The 101
it might be time to jump on that, but then again,
I think they fixed a lot of things that might have been your issue.
Like I said, I have to drink some stuff out of the cup that's running over right now. And you and I have to play Divinity too.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
But yeah, like as we all know, and if you don't know, Spirits Within pretty much almost shuttered Square. It was a massive sinkhole in their finances and their creative decisions that almost ruined the company and was the reason that they paired up with Enix.
I mean, we were all there for it when it came out. We all remember it.
I remember being super excited for Spirits Within.
I did not see any promise in it, and I don't know why anyone thought it was a good idea. I mean, it was very ambitious.
Yes,
it was very, very, very ambitious.
Because nobody did visuals like Square.
Yeah.
Like, and, literally no one.
Yeah.
But, like, it's a movie, and it just came off as a narrative mess.
Not only a narrative mess, but it's so not Final Fantasy.
It's flat in every way. Like, it just, that movie, you watch that movie now, and you're like, this is a train wreck.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? I don't even hate that movie.
No, it's not the worst movie ever made.
But
at the time it was released, it was the butt of every joke.
Oh yeah,
the butt of every joke.
I mean, like, Joe, you made this joke, and I didn't see it with you, but I remember you telling me about it. As Joe is ought to make the occasional joke in the beginning of movies or during trailers, the one call out, Square Pictures logo shows up, right? And Joe screams, "It's a rectangle." So you immediately are like, that's not a good sign.
That's all right. But yeah, this
I completely forgot about that. I'm glad you remembered all my old stupid shit.
Anytime, Joe. I'm here to remind you of all your old dumb shit. Don't worry. Especially the good ones.
I don't know. The best thing I ever did was when they played the trailer for the. I don't know. It's a tie between
Pirates.
It's a tie between saying "I'm the baby, gotta love me" during Mortal Kombat, and Pirates of the Caribbean coming up in the trailer, going, "This movie rated R."
Legit laughs from the theater too.
Legit laughs from the theater. Laughs. No. The best time. Twin Tower, the Dweller's two towers. Freaking Aragorn comes through the doors, looks all like tough, and then like he's like, sup. Looks like he's about to throw down with everybody in that room. Just walks, in that scene where he's like pushing the trailer shot open. Yeah, it's just a trailer shot. He looks like he's about to just go, sup.
Sexy ass Viggo Mortensen. Sexier than he will ever be.
Said the shit in the theater. Everybody laughed.
But
you can't be obnoxious in a movie theater. You have to pick your moment.
you have to pick the time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about the timing.
That was my
But
moment. That was my moment.
because of Spirits Within, like people like Sakaguchi didn't have any like sway in the company anymore. It just ruined the Square that we grew up with.
It did.
Yeah.
For a very long time.
I mean, you could argue that Final Fantasy VII kind of did that, but because maybe Final Fantasy VIII did more damage.
Yeah,
This was coming on the heels of 8.
Yeah.
Was this around? The Spirits Within was around that time.
Well,
Nobody liked 8. 8 was pretty much universally hated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you had the
It
Spirits
sold
Within.
well,
Yeah.
but people didn't like it.
It sold well because people like
it was
7.
the heels of 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm, yeah.
Remember the time where Square announced 9, 10, and 11 at the same time?
Yep.
They did that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Because
of this.
9 was supposed to be the PlayStation game. 10 was
Mhm.
the PlayStation 2 game, and 11 was the MMO.
Yep.
Yep.
They're like,
and 11 just got a new update last
yes,
week.
they did. I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game.
It won't die.
Yeah. I got a hard drive for my PS2 for that game. Never played it. But I was actually thinking with this, like when I shared this in the chat earlier, Joe, you made a comment saying that we indirectly got Xenoblade Chronicles, which I am absolutely ecstatic for.
Yeah.
But
Because the Xenogears creator went on to create Saga.
Yes.
Saga.
Which I don't hate. I don't love it as much as 1 and 3 are like pretty great games. 2 is a really weird train wreck.
I couldn't get through the first one.
The first one is slow
I
and
hate
long.
the art design too.
Yeah, art design is
I just couldn't get into it.
I get it.
I tried. And
I
was
totally get it.
Can't get into the story.
Yeah, I didn't get any Kung Fu mechs, and it wasn't about.
Yeah,
this.
they're just the
one of my favorite selling points of Xenogears is the art design.
Yeah. And the Kung Fu mechs.
And the Kung Fu mechs.
Like,
Yeah, these are regular Zaku
simple.
mechs, and I'm like, that's not what I'm here for, man.
Broken ass Shitan. Like I
Yeah.
love everything about that shit. Like,
But
yeah,
nothing
that I cared about from Xenogears was in Xenosaga, so I could never get into it.
as I was thinking about it, I was like, you know what? What could have came from Square if the Spirits Within didn't shit the bed?
I don't know.
Or didn't even exist.
That's a completely different score. It's because I don't think it's Square Enix.
You think it's still Squaresoft?
I think it's still Squaresoft because are we saying if Spirits Within never happened or if Spirits Within was successful? Let's
Never
clarify
happened.
that.
Because that's two different answers.
Absolutely.
Never happened.
So if it never happened, okay. So Final Fantasy VIII comes out, sells well, but has bad word of mouth.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Then you have Final Fantasy IX still goes back to more traditional roots. Yeah, I feel like that still happens.
You
get 2 disappointments in a row actually.
What's that?
FF8 and Chrono Cross.
Oh, Chrono Cross. People liked Chrono Cross though.
In retrospect, people like it now.
No, people rated it very high when it came out.
I
remember
Jeff
me, Gerstmann.
You hear me talk about all the time.
Jeff Gerstmann on GameSpot at the time gave it an 8, and people were like, "What? You gave this a game of 8? It should be a 10."
Like I remember because I'll be honest, I don't hate that game. I just don't like it as a Chrono Trigger sequel.
It's a bad sequel.
It's a bad sequel.
Yeah,
it's a good game.
I disagree with that.
I don't know. I don't even like the game. I don't think it's a good game, but it's a bad sequel.
I have problems with it, but anyways, we can do that.
Yeah.
So Chrono Cross was, but like maybe like when did Chrono Cross come out? How far? Because
99
was
99.
Was it 99?
Same year as
2000 maybe.
No, it was 99.
Yeah, because 9 was 2000.
Yeah,
I think it was 99. Yeah.
When did Spirits Within come out? That was
2000 or 2001?
Okay, I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was 2001. So by this time, Chrono Cross and Final Fantasy VIII were already out.
Mm-hmm.
So Chrono Cross, Final Fantasy VIII were already out. So you already had that. You already had that. Final Fantasy slipping up with 8.
Yeah.
So then the Spirits Within comes out, and then, God, it really is hard to see where the company goes after that.
So
Final Fantasy IX still does its thing.
Yeah, one thing I actually think that changes immediately is Square doesn't. I mean, they still are going to make all the Final Fantasy games in the world. I think you don't get an FF10 too.
So it's funny you say that. The thing I was actually thinking about this. I was like, would Square be better off? And
Yes.
Joe made this point earlier that Square was not only on the heels of not on the heels, but they're on the precipice of like technology. But they also were willing to experiment with a lot of different shit.
That's exactly where I was gonna go.
And I don't think like you have shit like Threads of Fate. Like who like you would not make a PS2 version of Threads of Fate. You wouldn't bank on things to always be successful. And Square had such a haphazard way of making games back in the day, which could have served itself properly because it's the PS1, things aren't expensive. But I think once you get to another generation and then you get into the PS3 generation, you start to see what Square would have happened to Square earlier.
I think I don't necessarily agree with that because they would have Square doesn't, they're not Nintendo, right? They don't do the whole, well, this game's perfect, so there's no need to make another one. They're like, oh no. Like they're very much, they have the Capcom mentality of like, oh no, we need to make 100 of these or at least another one.
And they don't need to sell millions.
Yeah, and I think Square would have been more inclined to, we would have gotten, a Xenogears 2 on the PS2.
Yeah, maybe we got Vagrant Story 2.
We would have gotten Vagrant Story 2 on the PS2. You know how like we talk about there's this weird lack of JRPGs
on the PS2
or on the PS2, and that's like the one thing that like while there is some good stuff on it, obviously there's some like good tactical RPGs and whatnot. As far as like hardcore JRPGs go, it pales in comparison to the PlayStation.
Yeah,
And
does the bouncer still happen?
Oh, of course it does. Because that was no more. So, you played that yet, Theo?
I booted it up and I was like, I can't do this.
You got
what am I fucking doing? I watched the opening cutscene. I was like, yeah, this is bad.
Aragon Seaman.
Does Air Guy still happen?
Oh, of course. That was.
But are they better?
Well,
I think maybe like.
Oh, that was Dream Factory. Maybe we would have gotten Tobal 2 over here. That would have been cool.
Well, so kind of like over the last 10 years, Square has been more about publishing than it has been about developing.
We would have seen more development from them.
Yeah, they've picked up more publishing stuff. Like they've done Tomb Raider, they've done Hitman. What else have they done?
Just the whole Eidos catalog. Really.
Just
Cause,
Deus Ex. Yeah, you're right. That stuff. So they've been publishing the last 10 years, but I don't know like how much, because that's like a decade removed from Spirits Within. Does the Enix merger still happen? What happens to Enix might be a harder question.
That's very interesting because they still do have Dragon Quest.
Yes. I think they'd be just fine.
Honestly, I think they still merge. I think it's still
less of a merger and more Square acquiring them.
As the era of the JRPG moves further and further away from the PlayStation, you go into PlayStation 2, you really see less and less of that. The fewer and fewer publishers and developers are making JRPGs.
Yeah. Why not house the two together?
Yeah. So I think Square and Enix still come together to make that happen, and maybe it's a more powerful entity. I'm not really sure, but I think the merger
thing still happens. I think
it would be at least on the table.
I think Enix initiates it instead of Square. That's all.
Yeah.
Enix just goes, you know what? If we merge with them, we get to put out Dragon Quest forever.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's
they have the capital in the West.
Yeah.
Like exactly. Enix Square had their stuff in Japan, but Enix was.
And don't forget about the decline of the Japanese gaming market.
Oh yeah, during that, yeah.
Like just like game market in Japan is not what it used to be.
Yeah.
You know
So
that
that probably in itself would have facilitated the merger right there.
Yeah.
I think you're right, Joe, because Square is not good with, as we mentioned earlier, Square, when they put a new game out, they're at the forefront of technology. Their stuff always looked amazing.
It always, and it looks
like if Vagrant Story we just
better than everyone else's shit.
Yeah, every single time.
Every time
a Square game came out, you're like, oh shit, this is gonna be looking amazing.
They still do that.
I haven't thought for a long time. No.
No.
Like when Final Fantasy VII came out, I was like, oh shit, damn, I forgot this was Square. For like almost 10, 15 years when a Square game come out, like, I don't know what kind of Square this is going to be. Is it going to be janky Square or like top of the line
Square?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think because of that, when you have the development cost so much now, and Square can't really foot that bill by themselves, I do see them going together with Enix and trying to
because then you have Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest together under the same banner. You know, those are the JRPG juggernauts right there. Yeah. Those are the two big names in JRPGs. Still are, always will be.
Tri-Ace was not Enix, right?
I don't remember.
Where are the Star Ocean games under right now? Because Tri-Ace did Star Ocean. So whoever's doing Star Ocean.
And Square published Star Ocean, right?
So I guess it is Square Enix.
Yeah.
Let me look it up.
I can't remember. I'm asking because I honestly can't remember.
Square Enix, yeah. Square Enix.
Yeah. Okay, so there it is. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I was like thinking back to the Star Ocean box. I'm like, is that Square? Yep, it does.
Yes. I feel like I talk about Star Ocean 2 once a week. It's crazy. That thick ass manual.
That was the second Star Story or whatever?
Star Story.
Hang on 1 second.
Yeah.
I got it somewhere. Hold on. Keep talking.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. That's what I like to see.
But yeah, like I was actually really thinking about this with the whole getting kicked in the gut where Spirits Within ruined another thing. And
Square might have suffered the same problem that Capcom had, where they
lost their identity.
They lost their well, I mean, like, it's hard to say what Capcom lost there. Like they were following bad advice from Inafune for like a decade. You know,
not only that, they were trying to appeal to a Western audience for like the 360 generation, because we have things like
the wrong audience, man.
I don't even remember the game, Lost Planet, I believe.
Lost Planet.
Yeah,
and Lost Planet was a great game.
It's good,
but like 2, that
right there.
Okay, yeah, you see the fucking manual.
Here it comes. It's still in really good condition. Oh my gosh.
So that game is probably worth a fortune, right?
Here's the manual, right?
God, that is incredible condition. Jesus.
Look at that.
No, and that's all English.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so for our audio listeners, he's scrolling, he's flipping through the page right now.
What's that going for anything right now? I'm curious. I'm genuinely curious.
I'm struggling to get this on camera, but like
I will never forget that manual.
Yeah.
Never forget it.
There you go. Look at that.
It's a walkthrough. Oh God!
It's got a little dust on it, but you know it's
fine.
Still nothing's cracked. Everything's.
And that game is awesome, by the way.
Mm-hmm. I love this game. Mm-hmm.
Pre-owned, complete Black Label, $70.
Black Label, no greatest hit. I don't think that would have been the greatest hits.
Maybe not, but like Final Fantasy VII case, that's just as good as this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going for some money. Let me see what it's actually selling for.
It's not $70, I'll tell you that.
No, it might be, man. Dude, you're underestimating the secondary
collection. I guess
that
so.
And also, that never got a PS3 release, right?
It did. It got a PSP release.
Okay,
but it's not like a remastered remake kind of thing.
Right.
But yeah.
Oh, even says Enix on the box.
Yep.
I guess I should have known.
Oh, so it's Enix,
yeah.
I love that.
It's selling for like $70, $80, Joe.
Okay.
$102.
No, I'm not gonna. What am I gonna do with $80
I'm not
extra dollars?
It's just cool to know you have things that are worth money.
I guess so.
I guess sure. I don't know. If you sell that, I'll be upset.
Yeah,
I'm not selling that. No.
I stare at my action figure. You know, it's real nice watching my Dragon Ball figures just climb up in value. It's so beautiful.
But yeah, that
that's a hard hypothetical, man. It's too.
I definitely feel like Square suffers. They might not suffer as bad as Capcom did during the dark ages for Japanese game development, because you got the combined market plus extended development time.
Oh, I don't know.
Profit.
RPGs were really niche back then, man.
Yeah, but like RPGs also, like the PlayStation exploded RPGs.
Yeah, they did. And like Final Fantasy VII put them on the map.
That's
and I think
FF7. Yeah.
Final Fantasy VIII failed to keep it.
It did and it didn't. Like it also, it didn't do as much damage as we think it did, but it definitely did severe damage. I agree. But then you had Kingdom Hearts bring it back. So like, it's tough. It's tough to say.
Does Kingdom Hearts happen?
Yeah, of course it does. Absolutely.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. 100%.
We're gonna pair up with Disney. Yeah.
Yes. Like no,
Yeah.
that's money. That's license to print money. Like there's no way Kingdom Hearts doesn't happen.
Kingdom Hearts happens.
No way.
I think the more
Kingdom Hearts
interesting
might not be the Final Fantasy crossover.
No.
No,
Maybe
exactly.
you know what? Maybe Disney stays with Capcom and Kingdom Hearts is a Capcom game.
Oh my god, that sounds incredible.
You remember those old Disney Capcom games? They were all
Amazing.
Good. They were all good.
Shit,
Incredible.
that
Every
sounds
single
really
one.
good.
Every single one.
I think actually the more interesting question is if that Spirits Within was massively successful.
Yeah.
Does Square even do video games anymore?
They become an animation studio?
Yeah.
That's interesting. I don't know.
I don't know if you stop Final Fantasy games.
I think only Final Fantasy comes out.
No,
Maybe.
because video games are video games more profitable?
Back then, I don't know.
Movies? No.
Are we sure about that?
Yes.
Okay.
Like a hit movie will probably do a lot more than a hit video game.
It's fair.
But like a bomb movie will do a lot more damage.
Yeah.
Yes, which we have seen.
Yeah. So it's maybe video games are safer, but like it's still gonna hurt.
Yeah. You can recover from a bad game.
Yeah. But like
Especially
everybody, not everybody plays video games. Everybody watches movies.
That's true.
Yeah. Almost everybody plays video games now, though, man.
That's true. Yeah. Well, now. Yeah.
That
Back
number of people play video games now is stupid.
Yep. All right.
yeah.
Well, I have nothing more to say on that.
Yeah, it's an interesting thought, man.
I still say Squaresoft to this day. It's weird.
Squaresoft.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
I've never corrected the
Square Enix has never felt right.
Yeah.
I have to make myself say it to this day.
Yeah. That's a Square Enix joint. Okay, cool. All right.
Yep. Yeah, it has never felt the same.
Yeah, that's I guess that's our show for tonight.
Mhm.
This morning.
Whenever y'all watching this.
Yeah.
Time doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, well, it's all blending together.
Yeah.
We're in our own time zone.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll go by one podcast without quoting Rise FM.
You guys have anything to part with?
Stay out of trouble.
I play Dragon Ball Fighters.
Okay, all right, anyway.
Ultra Instinct Goku is amazing.
Sure.
He is. He's fun.
I guess, sure. He better be, I guess. I don't know.
User interface Goku now.
Yep. User interface Goku is
Goku Blanco.
Yep. Goku Blanco. So stupid.
Anyway, that was
Es el fin grande padre.
Let me finish this podcast. Stop talking about Goku.
No. Goku came up. You have to. Was he 9
now?
now?
You sound like Ray.
Whatever. Go ahead, Theo. Take us home.
That was our podcast, the 4205 cast. You could catch us on Spotify, now YouTube, Google Play, Twitch, Stitcher, all the podcasts.
Yeah,
aggregates.
Yes.
SoundCloud.
If we're not on your podcast provider, how'd you find us? A and B. Let us know so we can get on there.
Yeah. Well, one of their friends probably told them like, "Hey, listen to this really dope ass podcast."
That's right.
Yeah.
Tell your friends.
I have a friend that did that. So
Tell your friends.
Yeah.
Tell your friends.
Tell them.
Tell everybody. Y'all got time now. You get plenty of time to
Yeah.
listen to podcasts or watch them.
The numbers have been going up significantly.
Really? I actually haven't stared at the numbers in a while.
I'm not even talking about Spotify. I'm talking like I'm talking about Spotify numbers.
Mhm.
Like, these people are listening now.
Yeah.
Well, Spotify's blown up.
Well, we just need to keep putting episodes and not wait 3 weeks between episodes.
Yeah. It's going to be way more.
All right.
Huh?
I say school's over, so
Yeah,
it should be
same.
all right.
So it's going to be way more.
Good. Okay.
Thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Because I love talking to you guys.
Yes.
Exactly. Miss you guys.
I really miss being in person with you all.
Oh, absolutely.
This, not to say that this is a good substitute, but it is.
Close second.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 I mean,
I do not want to continue like this once it's over.
Mm,
Being
Oh, no.
together in the same room is a different energy.
You're right, but I want to talk about something going forward when all this is said.
Yeah, I know you're moving further and further from New York, so
no, that's not the case.
okay.
But yeah, that's the 42.5 cast off.